team for life.
Good morning. It's Monday, December 22nd. The Anti-Hero broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans.
You can quote me on that.
Yeah, I stole that from Justin.
The entertainment news. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Donut shop in the house.
Yeah. It's the donut shop takeover.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where that's coming from.
Oh, my bad. That's me.
Oh. we have Mike obviously is not here today. He's on a cruise that's lasting about 7 weeks, apparently. So we got Justin filling in for the Christmas week episode. He just doesn't do a lot of live broadcasts, apparently. So
What? Me?
yeah, but you got the sound of your own.
Oh, yeah. No, I got these headphones on and they block everything out. These noise canceling headphones. Yeah. Apparently, CC says that Mike is over training in Israel.
Yeah. But yeah, Justin's obviously the host of the Donut Shop podcast. He's a member of our community. He's always in the chats, and he's here now because me and Jimmy need a real co-host.
Yeah.
I always said that. Like if your co-host is gone, whether there's 2, 3, you actually have to have somebody that does this and not just like a guest, because you can't put the pressure on the guest because they'll sit there and just stare at you.
Right. Because, I mean, you see it sometimes like with night shift and stuff like that. You bring in guys that
and they don't talk.
Are fun personalities, but it's just kind of, they just like, they're just hanging out. They don't necessarily know how to jump in. But like I've come on this set before for like the old squad cast and stuff. I've been here with you a few times and hung out. So and I've held my own. It's usually a heavy chair to sit in, but I've held my own. Tried to.
Absolutely. We need sponsors.
Yeah. This show is brought to you by Human Performance. Go to hp-trt.com. Use promo code HERO. Save 20% off your testosterone, your GLP-2s, your peptides, anything you need for your journey. Human Performance has it. And if you use promo code HERO, you save 20% every single month. If you've already done your blood work at the VA, Quest, whatever it is, if you upload it, they waive the lab work costs, and they'll use that blood work in order to get you rocking and rolling with Human Performance. Get on the TRT, Human Performance, hp-trt.com. Use promo code HERO, save 20%. And GhostBed, go to ghostbed.com/antihero or enter antihero as a promo code and save 10% on their already ridiculously low prices. Everything from pillowcases, mattress toppers, cooling patented technology, sheets, and of course their award-winning mattresses. They've got 60,000 5-star rating and reviews. They've got in-house customer service, free shipping, and free returns if you don't like it. So go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Replace some of the old bedding in the house. And when you do that, tell them we sent you. And of course, Elevated Silence. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code antihero15. Save 15% on your cans. Everything from 22s to 50 cows. You need it. They got it. Very, very low carbon buildup, if any at all, except for the 22s, because they're 22s and they're discussing weapons.
Dirty.
So go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code antihero15. Tell Jim we sent you. Small business feel, big business logistics.
I'm going to take little Mike's spot and I'm going to say, join us on Patreon. Jump over to Patreon. Measly fee, $5 a month. Use your credit card, get some reward points back, take some flights on it. Join the Patreon. There's specific content built in here for Patreon. Good way to communicate. I'm not a personality in there, but Mike usually says that he's the one that talks the most.
He does talk a lot.
He talks a lot. Yeah, he's got a lot to say. So check out Patreon. Join it. Helps keep the lights on inside this building. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's hit the verse of the day.
Back to you.
Oh,
Tyler.
Back to you, Tyler. Actually, I got a few. So we're coming up on the time that we celebrate the birth of Christ. Not that this is when he was actually born, but this is when we celebrate it. We can go deep into why that is maybe later on in the show. But so I got a couple. So starting in Isaiah, right, that's the Old Testament or the Torah. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and he will be called Emmanuel, which means God is with us. And Isaiah 9:6, for to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and all dominion will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. But then we go into Psalms, and it gets a little dark. Now, this is a Psalm of David, Dogs surround me, and a pack of villains encircle me. They pierce my hands and my feet. They divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. So as you can see, all of the things that happened to Christ were prophesied many, many hundreds of years before he arrived.
Really?
And we thank God that he was, because otherwise we would be in everlasting darkness, which really doesn't sound good to me.
No.
It's not a good day.
Yeah,
No.
I really don't want to be separated from the Lord like that.
And anybody that's on the cusp of Christianity, I like a lot of people say like, oh, well, it's just easier. Would you rather be a believer and it not happen than not be a believer and it does happen type thing? And to me, I think I don't agree with that. I think that's an easy way out. I really don't think you're faithful when you're like, well, I'll wear the shirt in case, in case
like,
it's real.
It's a specious argument.
Yeah.
It's basically like trying to buy insurance.
Yeah.
Like that's,
yes.
That's not real.
And I mean, if you talk to people, I was watching an interview with 3-6 Mafia, actually. I'm on a gangster rap fucking
I like
thing.
it. I like it.
They were talking, and one of the guys died. I don't know if it was an overdose or what. And he said he went to hell, and it is just straight torture. You burn the whole time you're there, and then you get sucked back into life. And then he's like, you're back and forth when you're dying, and people are trying to get you to stay in hell. He's like, it lasts minutes and it feels like an eternity, and you're burning the whole time. He's like, it's something awful.
Yeah.
And like, if that doesn't convince you, and of course that's been a testimony for a lot of people. A lot of people have died and said, I went to hell. And it is not, you can't articulate it in movies. You can't articulate it in our feelings and our touch and our smell. He's like, it is hell. It's just like the epitome of like bad.
Yeah. When you start looking at like the early church here in the United States, and the Protestant Reformations and the fire and brimstone speeches, sinners in the hands of an angry God and all of that stuff. Obviously that's bad. That's not what we want. But if your faith is based on, I don't want to go to that place, which it should be, not saying it shouldn't, but like, hey, there's also a whole, just the amount of good that has come from my life by trying to follow and emulate Christ and be a better person and start thinking about things in ways that are more about what the Bible teaches us, what God teaches us, what Christ taught us. I have had no downside and many, many upsides. The only downside is that, like the Bible's verse that we read last week, there's a lot of people out there that really don't like you when you start going down that road. And people think that we need to be, beer guzzling, cigar smoking, alpha males that don't need God. I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, I don't think of it. There's just something that speaks to me as a young man when I would see like the cream of the crop people in entertainment and sports, and they score, and instead of showboating when they score a touchdown, they take a knee and they thank God. Mm-hmm. And even seeing people like Andrew Tate, as crazy as he is, and
right, all the stuff that
he is, he goes, I mean, if you don't believe in God as a man, you're an idiot.
Yeah, like
you're just a dumb. I think Andrew Tate is Islamic. Is that the right word?
Yeah, he's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim, but he's Islamic. He's a Muslim, but his brother Christian Tate is a Christian, and he says it. He bases it back on where are they from? They're Romania.
Yeah,
he's like Romania. He's like is a very Christian country, and he's like when I went there, like I don't know. He was explaining it very well, and he's like, just Christians are good people. They're
I mean, the real ones are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that you're going to meet that are going to call themselves followers of Christ, and they are absolutely not. They'll go to church on Sunday and tithe and do all that stuff, but like you look at them and you're like, yeah, you're a piece of shit human, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be around you. And that is the biggest turnoff to Christianity is the Christians. I like your Christ, I hate your Christians.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good people out there that don't need to broadcast their faith at all. That's not what they're trying to do.
But you're supposed to. One thing I learned the last couple months by going to church is that you're supposed to speak the word of God. And that's something that we all fail at. Is that you're supposed to go up to the deli lady at Publix and go, can I talk to you about Jesus? And it's like kind of weird to do that, but you're supposed to.
And yeah, you're absolutely supposed to do that. But everybody has their own faith, their own gift. And I think some of us are more about like, hey, you're not gonna have any questions where I stand, and I want you to look at me and go, there's something different about that guy. I want to know what the hell's going on with him, and I don't have to beat you over the head with it. The other side of that is, and I said this right after Charlie Kirk was killed, I want the enemy to hate me so much he wants to fucking kill me.
Yeah,
like that's the other side of my Christianity. Like
I think you have a few people that want to kill you.
Well, I mean, maybe one or two.
So yeah, just and to cap this off, Christmas is not the day Christ was born.
No. So the holidays that we celebrate, the Christian holidays that we celebrate, are offshoots of Roman holidays. And so when the Roman emperor became Christian, there was a whole lot of priests there in Rome who were like, we're about to be out of a job. How do we not get out of a job? Well, we've got all these festivals that we now can't celebrate. All right, well, what's the most important festival of the year? Well, that would be the winter solstice, when we're going back into the sun. What are we going to turn that into? Jesus' birthday. That's what we're going to do. And then it was like, okay, well, we also celebrate, the beginning of spring. And if you ever wondered why we have bunny rabbits and eggs, that's fertility and stuff like that. And they were like, okay, well, we can't do that anymore. That's pretty pagan. What should we do? Resurrection of Jesus. That's what we're going to do. And so we have these holidays where we celebrate it, but in tradition, that's not when it was supposed to be. If you want to go deep, like we're still supposed to be doing the feasts and the festivals that are laid out in the Torah. So
what day was Jesus born?
Sometime in August.
Really?
Yeah.
So that we just kind of fabricated that whole thing?
It's when you're supposed to start your Christmas shopping in August.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, like even Saint Nick. I mean, like if people actually knew the story of Saint Nicholas, I mean, like that dude threw hands, man. He was not like a jolly old dude. He was a pretty important guy, and he would absolutely beat the snot out of people. So
well, yeah, and we're actually might have a phone call with Santa later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to hearing that. I have some really important questions I need to ask that dude. I know that Northcom is going to start tracking him pretty soon because he's got like 48 hours before the big mish.
Yeah, the big mish.
What about Festivus? Mike brings up in the chat Festivus.
Mike in the chat?
No, different. Mike Fritz. The airing of grievances.
Yeah.
Putting up the Festivus poll. It's
what is that?
It's from Seinfeld.
It's from Seinfeld.
Oh,
it's from Seinfeld, but it's the airing of grievances. You put up the Festivus poll.
Yeah, you have the feats of strength.
Yeah, you do feats of strength. It is also a great holiday. Probably one of the festivals. Probably it was a lesser known booth in the back of the festival. But some people
absolutely
like to bring it back.
I got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're gonna hear about it.
I don't watch Seinfeld.
You're missing out.
We grew up in the 90s. So.
I never watched Seinfeld.
It's still around. You're missing out.
But you want to hit up the reflections.
Yeah.
So I seen you in the comments, the clip where we were wrong when we got the Australian shooting wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Or we had the wrong information like everybody. Most people were
fist bumping.
Yeah, most people were giving us mad props. I didn't think anybody would. They were like, we really appreciate, especially Australian cops. Yeah, I guess they don't have a big voice.
Oh, I caught part of this. You guys were talking about this last Thursday morning.
Yeah, last Monday, a week ago today, we covered the
Bondi Beach.
Yeah, Bondi Beach shooting.
Right.
And the news that Mike brought was, hey, these cops are not only did they not engage, but they gave up, and we kind of ran with that because that's what we knew. And then the next day we put out a clip. And then after that clip, I think the same day it came out that, it wasn't so much that she was shot through her windshield. She still got out and directed people to
bystanders.
safety.
Yeah, still did. And that's the problem with, I think what you had was a still shot. So the photographer that probably did a 30-round burst, is showing somebody scoring a goal, and or a try in rugby, and it's hard, picture's worth 1,000 words, and you can make up 999 of them.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have the description
context
or
or
context of what it is.
But there was some context. It's just that the context was wrong. Like the information that Mike got was what was out there. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, it was everywhere.
You know,
And-
it was interesting that you guys, I forget if it was you guys talking about it or somebody else talking about it, that the gentleman that disarmed the one guy with the shotgun, or with the rifle, that disarmed him. And, you know, and we poked fun, even in text messages to each other, poked fun about how, like, oh yeah, that guy probably, I said that guy, or I was saying it in the chat, that guy probably would have gone to jail for shooting that guy.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what would have happened.
They're all saying that.
He would have gone to jail.
That's crazy.
Because they do not have a self-defense type law. Like, I mean, we're standing here in Florida where you could have turned that guy into Swiss cheese, and the governor would have been there going like this on the news.
You didn't shoot him more.
And you know,
Yeah, but Grady Judd would have been like, I'm throwing Justin in jail because there was still ammo left in the chambers. So that truly is something that's you know, feasible for that guy, is that he, you know, you can't downplay him that much, because he probably would have gone to jail.
And it's crazy because, I mean, there's so much about Australia we don't understand.
Yeah.
And we don't understand. Like, I don't know if it's like a person over there looking at our country. Like, Florida's different than California.
Yeah.
We learned that, you know, we were talking about COVID and the lockdowns and the protests and everything. And then there's some parts of Australia that we're not going through that. And people were messaging us saying like, hey, dude, that's parts. Like when Canada shit at the hockey game, shit on America, and like they sing like their national
they booed our national anthem.
Oh yeah.
Canadians were like, dude, that's liberal Canada. That city sucks. We all hate that city. I don't remember what city.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it was Edmonton or
For Canada, it's going to be more of like the Quebec provinces, like where Toronto is and stuff. And so that's one of the places where they were playing that. That was during the like kind of the all-star break, the tournament that we were doing, the Four Nations tournament. And yeah, they were booing them. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure most of Canada is very just chill with America and cool with it. They might look at us and go, some of the stuff you guys weird, or Orange Man kind of bad.
Yeah.
But
well, you're welcome for being our hat.
Yeah. Well, and I know when I was in Germany for Oktoberfest, so many Germans were like, oh, America. And these guys would go, I love your boss. And I'm like, I hate my boss, but I get it. Thank you. You know, so.
I mean, that, you know, when we did that, when we dropped that whole, like, hey, dude, like we were wrong. We got it wrong. By the way, a shitload of other people on YouTube got it wrong too.
That somebody was like, yeah, you guys don't get awarded the opportunity to backtrack like news media outlets. I'm like, why the fuck not?
First of all, I mean, like, look, we hold people to a standard, right? And the standard applies to everybody. We can't sit here and go, you're not holding yourself accountable there, chief or sheriff or whoever, and not do the same thing for ourselves. And Mike, man of his word, he was like, nope, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. And the fact that there was people out there that just like, no, you guys suck. You know, you should have gotten it right. You guys should have done. You should have gotten it right.
My favorites do better. Yeah. Do better. Like, okay, I try to do better every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
every breath I'm trying to do better at how I breathe and all that kind of stuff.
Garbage take, loser take.
Yeah. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, at what point are we supposed to be better than the news media that's in Australia and everything else that we have to go to? Mike did the best that he could. He said the same thing that hundreds of other people
first
said.
Off, a lot. I mean, you have to even consider, is it in the mainstream media? For certain things are based off a narrative. So I don't even really know if Bondi Beach was in there very much. A, it's in Australia. B, it's a mass shooting that's like, and in other news, another mass shooting.
Yeah,
and to deal with the weather.
And how are they explaining it? Are they explaining it by saying mass shooting, or are they explaining it like, hey, something terrorist attack?
Yeah.
Like, what's their branding of the story and the topic, and what's their motivation for how they explain it? And how much effort are they putting forward to it?
And what are they ignoring?
Yeah.
And which is where Mike was coming from. And you know, I even in that whole thing, I mean, like, I got a lot of hate because people were like, oh, you think they deserve to die? I'm like, No, but they got the government that they voted for. And if they vote for a government that takes away their rights, which they're going to continue, I mean, like they used this as another opportunity to do more gun control. And it's like, dude, we just had a stabbing attack in Taiwan. So like, guns aren't the problem.
I saw a dude in the comments though going hard on the cops. He's not backing down. I think it's an anonymous page, Tack Donut, but
Tack Donut.
Oh, Tack Donut.
And he's like, dude, first off, maybe Anti-Hero Broadcast got that wrong, but this is what he's saying. I'm not saying I agree with it. He's saying that at no point did those cops go engage the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. That's one of the things that we bring up all the time, just at failures in America.
Yes.
When there are
look at Stoneman
Douglas,
or Uvalde.
Yeah, Stoneman Douglas, Uvalde. So you can take both of those, and you can say there were, especially Uvalde, there was well-armed, tactical-based officers that knew what they were doing, that were inside the building, right down the hall.
I don't even think that.
Being held. You guys did a breakdown. Of
like
the shooting.
A grown, or you go to Stoneman Douglas.
Yeah,
and you had a cop with a gun. That's all you need to stop the threat. I mean, you just need a guy with a gun that has good in his heart. It's great that you've already had it. Well, it's not great because they didn't utilize them, but and they didn't do it. So we're not shitting on Aussie cops. It's just an observation of law enforcement in general.
And the curiosity is because I'm a police officer for 9 more days in South Florida and Broward County, which is where
congrats to Justin, by the way, he did it.
But in Broward County, where Stoneman Douglas was, so there's been a huge push, especially in my county, for the training and stuff. There was already existent, and then, as we know, I've been made fun of before by the guy that usually sits here, that I was a school resource officer. And part of my knowledge, because I was pre Stoneman Douglas, like if we're gonna do benchmarks, I was before Stoneman Douglas as a high school SRO. So I was by myself. The state of Florida now has 2 SROs in every high school.
That's correct.
But I was by myself, and it was just consistently in my head going, shots there, shots at 5 o'clock. What am I doing? Where am I going? What's my radio transmission? And I was constantly running through those scenarios of that day. Where are you? Am I sitting in my office, lean back, doing nothing? Boom, something goes out. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What's my radio? And so you've got to live that life. And so the question is, where are Aussie cops on that? Are they
trained like that?
Are they mentally ready for that type of thing?
Hang on.
Or are they more PC, kind of like we see UK cops and that kind of stuff?
Let's go back though, is that what you described though was you're doing your own vignettes, you're doing your own self-training of let's think about this problem set that I have that now I'm here to do a lot of great things. Part of it's community outreach and all that other stuff. But my ultimate job is to stop bad guys. Yeah. And so if I'm not thinking about stopping bad guys every day, a couple of times a day, if I get shot at, where am I going? Where's my gun? Where do I have a long gun? Where's it at? How far away am I? If you're not doing that, you're probably not very good at carrying a gun professionally. That's,
it's fair.
Okay. And I don't care if you're a cop, a soldier, whatever. You should be thinking about most likely course of action, most dangerous course of action, and what my response is going to be. But you did that on your own. I mean, now great to have all the training behind, the agency. Yeah. But you were the biggest weapon you had was right here between your ears. And that's important.
Yeah. I mean, because at that time, we only had a rifle in our car. Now, since Stoneman Douglas, they have safes inside the SRO's offices for where their rifle goes. So it's at least inside the campus. But it was always that thought process of, all right, do I waste precious seconds, minutes running out to my car to get a long gun? Or do I just make sure I'm really freaking good?
That is an argument.
Or am I really good with my handgun?
To get the long gun out, I mean,
even if it's in a safe, you're still burning time.
Still
move to the sound of the guns.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just got to weigh, like he said, I do not feel confident in my abilities with a handgun. Is it better? I mean, not me, but is it better to get that long gun out? Or even if you are, do you have to take a 100-yard shot?
I mean, where am I? What am I doing? Am I on the opposite side of the campus from my office?
I'm gonna throw this at you. It's all Met TC, man.
Yeah.
Break that down for the
Mission,
Mission,
enemy,
environment,
mission,
enemy.
enemy, time, terrain, troops, civilians on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Like
that's-
you need to be like,
Well, it can't be that.
yeah,
It can't be Met TC when you're a cop because you're rolling around. We always talk about it. Your arm, you're in the same scenario setup wise, whether you're getting a coffee or you're parking at an active shooting at a school, you have what you have. So like I would think Met TC in the military is like, hey, this is what we're bringing to the table because this is where we're going. This is the mission.
So when you use Met TC, when we were talking, like I was thinking specifically about being a SRO, right? Like, so if you're going to make the decision about your long gun, right? Like, am I 5 feet away from my long gun or am I across campus?
Yeah.
Well, move to the sound of the guns, man. That's the mission.
Yes, that's a good point because they have long. Do most SROs have long guns in the office with them?
Yeah, they all have
like a safe?
they have SBRs. So they have a safe, they have a huge wall safe with SBR bolted into the ground.
That, amen, brother.
You know,
Amen, brother.
so they're ready to go, and they're like all their training, like when you have a holiday, like you have, you know, whatever school holiday or teacher planning day, they've got them in the range, which was not the case when I was an SRO. That was on our own time.
Yeah.
But now those SROs, at least for my city, are rolling the range.
We need to change
several days a week, a year.
The cop culture about SROs is that we right now in our culture, SRO has a negative connotation to it. It
Sorry,
really does.
road officer.
It does, because typically out of shape, about to retire cops go there. Guys that want an easier schedule, and what we need to do is we need to actually make it cool as a culture. You need to apply to get it. You need to go through like some kind of like tryout or not, maybe not a tryout, but like an assessment to make sure you can move. Now they have great scenarios where you move to the sound of gunfire, simulation rounds. There's really not much to it. You just move to it, and when you see it, you shoot.
Locate, close with, destroy.
Bro, I did a training years ago. This was years, 15 years ago. It was at Deerfield Beach High School, and it was with sim rounds. So there was paint rounds that were coming out of an AR, and they had police explorers there as students, and they prepped us. Like, dude, the classroom portion changed my life and my mindset on concealed carry. I concealed carried every day since then, almost every day. And then in the actual training class, as an SRO, going through that training class that the Broward Sheriff's Office put on, which is sad to say that still fast forwards many years, they had failures, but the training that they put on changed my life as an SRO.
What, like for instance, like children are essentially like the epitome as close as you can get to, like in my eyes, Christ.
Yeah.
Like they are just pure. They're from the moment you're born, you start getting calloused by the world, by life. So that's the closest we have to just pure goodness and joy. Wouldn't we want to protect that as much as possible? And I'll look at it like this. If you don't think about it like that, you had all of your life savings in cash sitting in a room forever. Like that's where your life savings was. No banks, no nothing. $100,000, $200,000, $1 million. Would you pick the sloppiest guard for that money?
Yeah.
That's everything to you. Why would you not arm that and protect that?
Especially when we know that like it's been coming under increasing attack.
Yeah.
Like you're going to want, you know, legit professional gunfighters to, you know, do that. I mean, like, hey man, you want to be a cool guy. You want to get the cool guy operator shit. You want to get a suppressed SBR and, you know, have a cool helmet and, you know, do all that stuff. Go be an SRO and be good at it. Be a subject matter expert on mount.
I've said since I started this podcast, and I stand by it, and I understand you've actually debated me on it, and I understand where you're coming from. But me personally, I don't care that my SRO is out there playing with the kids, taking photos, hugging the kids, being part of the school community. They are the liaison between law enforcement and the school admin. They're the liaison. I just said, I want a guy, I don't care what he does in that office. I just want a straight up assassin, a guy that's going, and if he can do both, that's the perfect world.
Yeah.
That is the perfect world. But if I had to pick between the guy that eats ice cream with kids on Facebook versus a guy that just sits at his desk and dreams of killing a school shooter, that's who I want.
Well, I mean, you want to have, I think, you know, you want to have a police officer or somebody who is very professional, very good at their job, very locked on, squared away. And that when the time comes, they're like they've looked around the school, they've done their own threat assessment. They've gone like, hey, most of these walls are made of, very thick center block. Probably not going to go through that with 5.56. And just go, okay, hey, look, I'm in this building. There's a big open area, and let's say the shooter's over there. What am I going to do? And be thinking about it, and then be able to articulate that to the school administration. Go, hey, here's my plan.
The liaison job.
Yeah.
Like, why is this important? I don't get it. Like, I'm telling you from the protector of the school, these things need to happen.
And I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, this is how I'm going to handle it. So if this goes down, you can immediately plan accordingly. I know what Officer Justin is going to do.
We can't change the culture when Mike is sitting there saying SRO sit to pee.
And I'm just saying,
Mike, you're being a bully.
It makes less of a mess. I'm just saying, it makes less of a mess.
I can respond quicker.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta start sports segment with K9. He's in the waiting room.
What up, K9?
Yo,
Dude,
I'm stealing that hat. Dude.
Monday morning.
I wore it for you.
There's actually a game. Obviously, K9's gonna he's a sports guy, but I did see some things. Steelers versus Lions.
Mm-hmm.
The game was the ending of the game was actually crazy. We're gonna talk about it, but there's a clip of the frustration as a crowd could bring to a sporting event. You have that? Yeah, there you go.
Can I always add that K9 has the best mic out of this entire show?
Yeah, he does.
So
look at the setup, dude. He's soundproof. Is that your safe room, K9?
Yeah.
Legit. I mean, he's got that one green.
I was gonna say, what's the deal? Is that artistic or did you just run out of black?
It's the anti-hero.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could say it was something artistic, but no, I just ran out of the black ones.
So you put it right in view of the camera.
All right, Lewis, go ahead and play that clip.
Catch it. DK Metcalf had mixing up with someone in the stands.
Oh my gosh.
And that not going to have great consequences for the Steelers and Metcalf. And our cameras happen to.
All right, you can end it. So my question is that dude going to settle out of court for $250,000, or is that just part of the culture of going to a pro football game? They might fucking punch you in the face.
I've been watching football for over 25 years. I can't say that I've ever seen a player hit a fan. Now, in the NBA, we obviously had Malice in the Palace with Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, which was probably the biggest brawl in sports history.
Yep. The best.
Yeah, but football-wise, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen it. And I seen that live last night. Now, not much information has come out about it yet. He hasn't been suspended yet. The fan hasn't sued him yet. Allegedly, now this is from Sportskita. I seen on Facebook, so this is all alleged. Allegedly, DK Metcalf, the football player, is saying that the guy called him the N-word. He's saying that he was saying stuff about his mom. And now the fan is allegedly saying that I never said that. He said that he called DK by his legal name. So his government name, not the N-word and things like that. So that's what allegedly is going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, in all reality, football fans are football fans. If you get a really good one, all it takes is the NFL to go, hey, you want to come and do a tour, want to sign football? Let's just, keep the peace. But I mean, dude, I would imagine you have a massive lawsuit on your hands.
Well,
that dude's looking at probably some serious fineage.
And DK plays for Mike Tomlin, he don't play that bullshit.
Mike Tomlin does like to keep it football. That's it.
Yeah. The longest tenured coach right now, currently.
Yeah, and he's never had a losing season. He just secured that again last night. Never had a losing season, 16 years.
Let's talk about the end of the game. What happened with Lions versus Steelers?
So it came down to the last play of the game. I think they were on the 10. They're down by 5 points, 4 points. So they need a touchdown to score. They run a play. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he ran up and pushed the defender, caught the ball. He was on the 1. He ended up pitching it back to Jared Goff. Goff catches it, jumps in the end zone for a touchdown. So they call it a touchdown, but it gets swiped away because it was offensive pass interference on St. Brown. When you have offensive pass interference on a play like that, it cancels everything out. So the game was over because of the offensive pass interference. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't know if you have the clip, but when the referee is announcing this to the fans, He goes, the ruling on the field is a touchdown, and everybody goes nuts.
Yeah, I
because
saw
they're
that.
in Detroit. And he goes, but it was offensive pass interference, so the game's over. And everyone's like, well, what the,
Well, wait, there's more.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a bunch of Ravens fans in the crowd, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah," and it's like, no, they didn't hear that part of the game. So
That's the other funny part is if the whole crowd's yelling so much that you miss.
it takes a couple minutes for it to register.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
You got to check your phone. It says final score. You're at the game. Like, wait, what?
I know, it's hilarious. It was a funny ending for sure.
I saw Mike bailed on you for locks with Cottville.
Yeah, so yesterday we did locks with Sepoville in K9.
Yeah,
I wasn't
my
sure if that was
co-host
a typo,
Sepo.
but when I looked, I go, oh, okay, this makes sense now.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's living the life, man. He's on a cruise, with his wife, man. I mean, he's living it up, dude. It must be nice,
we're not hating.
Yeah,
He's definitely in the sports book. I'm sure he's in the sports book, hanging out on the cruise ship. So
yeah. I want to know what the amount of money he lost when he comes back total.
He won't give you an honest answer.
no,
He won't.
Hey, addicts never do.
We don't.
Hey, K9.
Yo.
Buccaneers lose.
Oh, brutal. That was my one loss. Dude, I was so hot. I know I said I wasn't going to bet on sports leading up to Christmas, but I went back in my bag and I found some money and I started betting. Dude, I was hot. I hit a 4-leg parlay. I hit all my bets on Saturday, and then going into Sunday, the Buccaneers were on every one of my parlays, dude. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe they lost that game.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Well, I think that's the final nail in the coffin for Coach.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think if the Buccaneers do not make the playoffs, they still have like a 40% chance. It's going to be tough, but there's no reason why they should not be in the playoffs. And I think you got to blame Todd Bowles at that point, unfortunately.
I would say that it's the defensive coordinator. And if it's Todd, then it's Todd. But if it's not, then we need to fire the defensive coordinator for sure, because it's been terrible.
Do you bring Teddy Bridgewater in as a coach?
I don't know. Do we put Teddy Bruschi?
I love Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Two Gloves, man. I love him. I think he's a great dude. I mean, he's doing decent as a backup quarterback, though, man. I don't know if he's ready to coach yet, but
hey, old man Rivers is playing again tonight. He's playing the 49ers.
Literally.
Yeah. He might get murdered tonight, man. The 49ers are ruthless, man. I don't know how that's going to go.
I mean, they better not play zone. That's all
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Phillip Rivers, man, old grandpa.
The interesting thing about him is as a soon-to-be retired guy like Phillip Rivers was, him coming in and taking an active playing position gets him a 5-year re-up on the NFL's insurance plan. So,
was it a conspiracy?
I'm just saying, I mean, when you got Cam Newton out there pretending like with his top hats that he's still a great quarterback too, crying and bitching and moaning. I don't know if it's social media that's doing that for him, but Phillip Rivers comes in and him and his family now have 5 more years of insurance for free from the NFL.
Well, let me ask you this, K9. You bring in Phillip Rivers, who's been sitting on the couch for 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, I think 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, 4 years. What does that say, in your opinion, about the state of quarterback development in the NFL right now?
Oof. Well, let's say this, okay? There was 3 quarterbacks on the Colts. You had blah blah blah. You had what's his name? Riley Leonard, who was the third string, who got hurt. You had Anthony Richardson, who was the second string and got hurt, and then you had Danny Dimes, who was the starting. So when you're this far into the season, you can't just go out there and trade for somebody. And there's not really too many quarterbacks in the free agency market at this time. So Phillip Rivers, he was actually coaching football at the time, and he was running the same plays and schemes as Shane Steichen. Now, he has history with Shane Steichen as well. So it literally made sense to have Phillip Rivers as opposed to someone like Cam Newton or Colin Kaepernick, to have Phillip Rivers come in.
Right.
I think that's why Phillip Rivers came in. Now, to your question, I mean, quarterback is the hardest position in probably all sports around the world.
I
You
think
have to
maybe
be able.
hockey goalie is the only other one.
Yeah.
Hockey goalie and NFL quarterback. So much is riding on you, and it is very difficult.
It is not only the pressure sense of it, but you figure these quarterbacks have to know plays. They have to know audibles. They have to know what this certain word means, who the ball's going to, what play this means. I mean, for an average guy like me that isn't the smartest, when I played receiver in high school, it was hard enough for me to remember 4 or 5 different routes and what this play meant and what that play meant. I mean, the quarterback is the captain of the ship. He needs to know where this receiver is going to end up, what play this is. Is it a run play? Is it a pass play? I mean, that stuff's intense, man. You got to give these quarterbacks credit.
Defensive plays.
You got to be able to read the defense too as a quarterback to even be able to pull an audible or change the coverage.
Exactly. I mean, a goalie in hockey is a tough position, but your main goal is just to stop the puck from getting in the goal. You don't need to know 2,000 different plays. Maybe not 2,000, but you know what I'm saying.
The reason why I asked is I think it was Tom Brady, but it could have been somebody else where they were talking about like, hey, quarterback development is a huge problem in the NFL right now. They're not getting developed in college, and they're not getting developed when they get there. You're just throwing these guys in there and going like, I hope one works. We'll figure it out. Instead of like giving them 5 years with the same offensive coordinator, quarterback coach to get them to where they need to be.
Well, here's one of the main issues is back in the day when quarterbacks played in college, they didn't just play 1 year. They played 4 years. These guys stayed at the same college. There wasn't transfer portal. There wasn't let's play here half the year, let's play there half the year. Let's move up and go from Miami to Alabama. I mean, these guys are switching every year. It's not traditional college football anymore. These guys don't go to Miami University and stay there for 4 years, graduate, and then go to the NFL. These guys, some of these quarterbacks that are coming to the NFL have only played 12 games. I mean, what are you going to learn in 12 games in college? You know, someone like Anthony Richardson that's on the Colts. I think the guy started 12 games in college. Now look at someone like Bo Nix, who actually did go to college for like 6 years. Look at the difference in their games. I mean, this guy's started quadruple more games in college. So by the time he goes to the NFL, he has a lot more experience. I mean, it's just like anything in life. The more experience you have, the better you're going to be. Now, you can't beat natural talent, but, you know,
Tom
12
Brady
games is tough.
All right, K9. Well, we will see you live tonight at 7, right?
K9 didn't even talk about the U. Didn't even bring.
I got to give him something to talk about in his own show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. At least mention it.
Are you ever going to do a full podcast with that thing on?
I can. If it makes you happy, I'll do it, man. That's my goal, to make you happy.
Next Monday. All right, Counterculture Inc. Sports on the Counterculture Inc. YouTube live tonight at 7. K9 and Sipo.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see you then, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for bringing us.
Still got the best mic. Sorry. Yo, I was thinking, I was like, man, does Mike keep like a heater underneath this desk? Because my leg's getting really warm. And then I reached down to touch it and I go, there's no feeling there. I go, my ass has gone numb in this chair. There's there's something like I'm pushing on a pressure point, and it was the fact that my leg had gone numb. So that'll explain why this chair's all out of whack.
I think that's a bigger problem that we're not addressing right now. It's like my legs are going numb just sitting down.
Well, maybe it's because he's used to wearing a gun belt and body armor, and that now that you're relaxed and in a nice chair, it's like I don't have the correct posture anymore.
I wasn't really creating this, but I think part of the other problem is
don't move.
I can still talk. Part of the problem is that I think my legs and backside are a bit bigger than the guy who usually sits in this chair.
Oh shit!
So it hits a little differently.
Shots fired. What's the 10 code for that? What do you say?
Well, in South Florida, it's a 33.
You just say shots fired.
Yeah. Don't let anybody try and guess what the code is. Just say shots fired.
Yeah. So a little in about 5 minutes, I've got to step out. I got a very important phone call. Should only be going for about 15 minutes. Very important. That's why we have another podcaster here helping run the show. But we are going to try and bring on Mike if he ever enters the lobby.
I think he said he was going down to the beach.
Yeah.
So I think we're screwed with that one.
Well, he enters whenever he wants. I don't even know what time zone it is. where he's
Hey,
at. I don't even know where he's at.
He paid a lot of money to be in charge. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, he's
He'll throw a pin at me
self-proclaimed
otherwise.
boss.
Yeah.
Hey, let's hit up charity of the week.
Oh yeah. All right. So we were reached out to by Anti-Hero and to Donut Shop Podcast about a GoFundMe. I sent Lewis the link, and so while I explain it, Lewis will bring it up, but I'll read it. I'm going to butcher the name. The Turio Township Firefighters Association is raising funds to help support the funeral and memorial expenses for our brother Tyler Norwood. Tyler tragically passed away on December 16th at the age of 33, way too soon, while serving his community as a firefighter paramedic with the Turio Township Fire Department. Tyler was known for his infectious smile and an even bigger heart. He lived a life creating and centered around caring for those he loved and selflessly serving the communities in which he worked. Tyler leaves behind a beautiful 4-year-old daughter, Elias, who was the light of his life. Any funds raised beyond the funeral and memorial expenses will be used to help secure her future, including her education. We are deeply grateful for any support, prayers, and shared memories as we honor Tyler's life, service, and legacy. So, one of his coworkers reached out and said, "Hey, I know you guys do this. You've got platforms for it, first responder, veteran communities that are big in supporting good causes. So this is one good cause, a small township that could use a little bit of assistance."
How did he pass away?
I didn't research.
Was it line of duty or
no? I don't believe it was line of duty. I believe it was
And
outside of the line of duty.
That's what sucks is that you're covered on an on-duty death.
Yeah.
So
Generally the way it works. But if I up in get in a bad car accident,
yeah,
driving to the Anti-Hero broadcast,
we are not covering that.
Anti-Hero's not covering it.
Just to put it out there.
But it may end up on the show.
Yeah, we'll do a GoFundMe for you for sure.
Yeah, sponsor the GoFundMe. But so there's and everybody's got different life circumstances. There's some of the agencies may help support with a life insurance plan, that kind of thing that they can help outside expenses. But we're all somewhat invincible. We all believe we're invincible in some sense.
I mean, shit, you just survived 4 deployments?
Yeah.
It's hard to think something can take you down, but unlike Justin here, me and you have big families.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things is you could have all the life insurance in the world. You could have all the coverage. You could have everything. At the end of the day, it's going to run out. The more kids you have, the younger your family is, the more, luckily for you, God forbid something happened to you, it's only Lupe that we have to worry about. You don't have like 5 kids, that are all 4 years old.
Yeah. Just 2 dogs. But yeah, so to that point, so he has a daughter, he has a family,
4-year-old daughter.
So it's young, tragic to lose a father that early, and so we want to do what we can to help and at least get the word out. So thanks for anybody doing that. And then just a reminder for yourselves, look into that, especially if you have family, if you have people that are dependent upon you, look into those kind of things. Earlier you get it, the better the life insurance can do to help you. Not knocking him, he probably has it, but every little bit helps. Stuff gets expensive.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to step out for this phone call. I'm going to leave it to these guys to run the show. Y'all let me know how they do. But we got a bunch of good current events.
You can leave us a good Yelp review.
Venezuela, France, Syria. Leave the other ones for me.
Yeah.
I want to be part of that. But these are all Jimmy's bread and butter. This is what he researches for hours to be talked about for 10 minutes. So, but I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes.
All righty.
Don't kick me in the leg as you leave because it's still numb.
Jesus Christ, are you serious?
No, it's good. It's good.
I'm genuinely concerned. Like, are you starting to smell eggs or anything?
I'll be okay. It's gangrene, but it'll be fine. All right. So what do we got? We're going with Venezuela.
Okay.
And I could talk with you on this.
Yeah. So I mean, Venezuela, we've obviously seized 3 tankers now. 2 for sure. The third we haven't gotten confirmation on. They ran from the Navy and the Coast Guard and the Marines.
Yeah.
But let's face it, it's a tanker. It's not going very fast. You're not outrunning a fucking destroyer.
Slow speed chase.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
the captain's like, I've got some good tactics.
Yeah.
Like, you're just listing lazily to the left. Sorry, that was a Family Guy reference.
I know exactly. Yeah.
So But yeah, sorry, we're going down to 1 star on that one, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what the U.S. did was create a blockade,
Yeah.
essentially, and we are policing as we're supposed to in the Western Hemisphere, but we're giving extra special attention to the northern coast of South America to try and affect most likely some change.
So this weekend, the government if you're going to do regime change, which let's be honest, all indicators are we're trying to do regime change here. If you're going to do that, you got to have a government in waiting. And they came out today and said they did. Now, there was a female. I have to do that. I try to keep track of all these names in my head. It's very, very difficult. But there was a female. She won the Nobel Prize instead of Trump. We kind of
essentially won the presidential election.
Well, that's kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
But she came out and said, no, I'm going to be the spokesperson. The person that actually won it is this particular.
Her name is Machado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this particular gentleman is going to be the president-elect. He's the one that should be it. Right. And, what they're basically saying is this was actually the will of the people. Maduro was not the guy that was elected. This was the guy that was elected. So once that happened, now it's sort of like, okay, well, how are we going to do that? Right now, it seems like the current administration is trying to hit Maduro in the pocketbook and go like, hey, dude, you're not going to have any money to do any of your stuff. And there's some other things that are happening too in the region. So the 33rd Rescue Squadron of pararescue jumpers, they specialize in saving pilots who have ejected from aircraft in a combat zone.
Air Force PJs.
Yeah, PJs. They're at Roosevelt Roads with all of their equipment, with all of their helicopters.
And that's down in Puerto Rico.
And that is in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the National Guard Squadron, but they specialize in suppression of enemy air defenses. So blowing up SAM sites and anti-aircraft stuff, which is really important if you're going to start connecting airstrikes, or if you're planning to maybe drop the 82nd. In. So all of that stuff is pre-staged. And while that's all happening, the Navy is, with the help of some Marines and the Coast Guard, the Coast Guard is really crazy. And you and I talked about this. The Coast Guard is ostensibly in charge of that VBSS, that Visit Board Search and Seize. Now, maybe the Marine Corps is providing the muscle, but the guy in charge is a coastie. Because it's a law enforcement.
Because a law enforcement mission, so they use the guys of law enforcement to be able to make that instead of approaching it on a military side, which could be considered an act of war,
right?
And stuff. So so some of the focus was on obviously there's this kind of like what they've been talking about with Russia. There's like the Shadow Fleet or the
Ghost Fleet.
The Ghost Fleet, but like the band or the sanction. The sanctioned boats that we know are up to no good. So we've nailed we've gotten 2 of those, and they were empty. But this most recent one had 200,000 gallons of crude in there, and it was ready to go.
And it was en route to China.
Yeah,
and that's where it's like, hey, this thing was en route to China from Venezuela, which again kind of illustrates my point of like, hey, if you're going to have a war with China, you might want to secure your own backyard first.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we're doing. And are we potato again? Tell me we're not potato again. It looks like a potato. What does it look like to you?
No, that's good. It's
okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. I just, I was actually paused on my watching the feed.
So if you're going to do that, we got to secure the back. We got to secure the back door, and it's sort of
we're always about securing the back door.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean.
But also now China's like, hey, you stole our oil, and it's like, well, you were buying it with the ship that's transporting it's on the sanction list. So
yeah, at least we have violations or we have inconsistencies and stuff, because one of those things is like they're turning transponders off and saying, hey, we're over here, but then they're all the way over here.
Or just like an aircraft, you file a plan.
A
float plan. I guess I'll have to look at Sal Macagliano's page and see what he has to say about this, because there's a lot going on. But these guys are like, one of the boardings was of a non-sanctioned ship, but it's like, dude, this paperwork doesn't really match. So we're going to go on board and see what's going on.
Yeah, Heather says potato.
Yep, it's a potato. Damn
So
it.
potato just means when it gets blurry.
Yeah. It always seems to happen like right
At-
around this time.
Right at advertisement time.
Yeah, right around
Right at noon.
advertising.
Or right at noon.
Which sucks because it is really bad right now.
So they're hitting it, and I shared a reel this weekend on my Instagram, and it was from the Jack Ryan show.
Yeah.
And it was him kind of giving a class or a dissertation speech in front of a college, I think it was a college class or a training room at the CIA. And it was breaking down stuff, and this was from episodes, several years ago, but it was all very true that Venezuela has so many natural resources, and we're going to play this natural resource game.
Yeah.
If we're not going to get the natural resources from Ukraine, or we're kind of embattled on those provinces or those areas on the outside edge of Ukraine that Russia's occupying, where some of those resources are, where are we going to get them from? And Venezuela is one of those areas that's, kind of that, if we off the president or we take care of their regime, and now we've got a friendly U.S. regime, then why the hell not?
Yeah, but to the other side of that point, which is if the regime there is not friendly to the United States and is friendly to people like China or Russia or something like that, these organizations these countries that they don't have our best interest at heart. Right now, our biggest weapon is logistics. It takes a whole lot to get your butt across the Pacific or the Atlantic and do something to the United States.
Yeah.
But if you've got a friendly port in Venezuela, that becomes a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah. No, that's a whole piece of the mess is trying to destabilize and screw up the ability to run that.
But the other thing that you and I talked about was like, and I said this, you and I had this conversation offline, which was about, why aren't we just seizing these boats and getting the stuff, these go fasters that they're just blowing the shit out of?
Oh yeah, the other side of the topic that's been all over the news.
So your point was, hey, that's not 50 kilos of cocaine or whatever it is.
I was saying, we were saying that it's not the square groupers, the drums full of cocaine, that kind of stuff, that it's actually going to be ingredients, things to use to cut the cocaine, things to use to create fentanyl and all that. That's most likely what's in there. And so for us to lay that out on the deck of a Coast Guard cutter or a destroyer or something like that and be like, look at all of this, and then they're using the periodic table of what these elements are that to create this stuff, people are going to be like, what?
Yeah,
they're just transporting fertilizer to plantation or to banana farms or whatever, coconut farms. That's so just blow it up.
Yeah,
just boom. It looks better for TV too.
But I mean, you were a police. I mean, still a police officer.
Still,
yeah. But
9 more days.
How long were you in the law enforcement?
20 years.
I mean, how many times did you hear the term war on drugs?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, war on drugs. Obviously, I wasn't a cop in the '80s, and that's when it started. But the war on drugs, the wear red day for drugs, or when they started putting red Solo cups into the fence to write "Say no to drugs."
Yeah,
it was classic. It was all over.
Well, now it's a real fucking war.
Yeah, no, legit.
Yeah,
legit.
Like you got Marines, boarding your ships, and you got drones dropping hellfires on you.
It's no longer a war on the ghettos.
Yeah,
it's a war. They've decided to finally go to where it was created, or where it's created.
Which is, I mean, I'm all for that. I mean, when you start looking at it, instead of having to go like, hey, we're going to do some jump outs on some guys in the ghetto or in the hood, they're not even going to have the chance to get it in. We're going to blow those boats out of the water. We're going to blow their planes out of the sky. And at some point, it really is going to turn into a real war. All indicators are that, like, we're going to probably, I mean, the president has a message today at 4 p.m. So we're going to see what he has to say. But I would suspect that, given that we know who the government in waiting is and everything else that's going on, I would say that this is going to turn very hot.
Were saying, I think like Friday or something like that, they were saying also that, oh yeah, Trump's going to announce we're going to war. And that was like Friday.
Yeah,
but it was We got a little dipsy do.
So me and another guy, we sort of pass, open source intel back and forth, and we sort of talked about it, and we were like, yeah, there's a lot of chatter, but the indicators aren't there. And there were some things that, like, I'll give you an example. If you look on Google, you can see which pizza places are near the Pentagon.
Oh, yes. I love this.
Yeah. And so if you look at, are they busier than usual on a Friday night? Pretty good indicator that everybody in the Pentagon's still there in the Pentagon working.
Yeah.
They weren't. So, I mean, if you would think that, like, hey, they'd be deep into strike planning, deep into operations planning, wasn't happening. And then the second one was the poly market's not moving. And the poly market's been pretty solid indicator. So if you have all this other chatter, it's just fucking noise, man. You got to look at what's really an indicator. To me, the indicator is that all of the things that are in place to do it, but there aren't any, there's no like push to like, okay, game on. You don't see Southcom spinning up, and they're down in your neck of the woods.
Down in Doral.
Yeah. They're not spinning up. They're not busy. You figure they'd be pretty busy.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden all the transponders on the Navy ships go out, okay, I guess we're game on now.
Everything's gone dark. They're moving. But I do love that. It's almost like Pizza Watch or Pizza Gate. All the pizza places start delivering pizzas and stuff because everybody's working overtime and stuff at the Pentagon. So
I mean, that's not even like new intelligence. The fucking Soviets knew that in the 80s. So I mean, that's a known data point.
Yeah, you just tap into Uber and you see what the Uber Eats reports are for the area. So it's I don't know. I thought that the Trump administration was supposed to be the administration of peace. They talked about Nobel Peace Prize, but then what we're seeing is none.
Yeah,
no peace. I mean, like, I'm all about strength and stuff, but I don't feel like we're seeing peace.
Yeah.
Unless I know some of this is just saber rattling to create the
big stick diplomacy.
Yeah. Big stick diplomacy, which brings us way back.
Yeah.
But, well, I don't think we're ever going to see where we're just a peaceful, prosperous world. It's just not in the human nature.
When we lived in a world that was the United States and the Soviet Union, it was a binary world. You were either on that side or you're on this side, and there was no real in between. Once the Soviet Union fell, it became, you have non-state actors, you have the resurgence of Russia, you've got the increase in power of China, and all of this stuff that's going on. There's no checks and balances anymore.
Yeah.
And so now you're looking at a situation where we gotta figure out how to take care of ourselves and be a little selfish. And on that note, I don't think billions of dollars should go to foreign nations in the Middle East.
Well, and that's where I think we're seeing some of that is with the whole NATO conversation with Trump pushing Europe to actually do stuff. And funny enough, Tyler's not here, but we could remind him that Germany does have an army.
Yeah.
Germany just moved weapons into Poland.
Yeah.
So I thought that's, a little kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Germany just moved weapons into Poland. What are we doing here? Like, do we remember what happened?
Yeah.
But Germany pushed some weapon systems east into Poland.
Yeah.
Because of Ukraine and Russia and the Russia
and Belarus, which is in this, in the I still call them the Soviets. I mean, like, they may not be calling themselves the Soviet Union,
the bloc countries.
Yeah, but they still pretty much are, part of it. And let's face it, Vladimir Putin was a KGB agent.
Yeah,
and by all accounts, pretty good one. He's not dead.
Yeah. And he's still living as smart as he can be.
Yeah.
And Belarus just got weapon systems from Russia pushed over. So I mean, if we're sitting here watching War, the board game, or
Risk,
Risk or whatever. Yeah, not War, Risk. There's
combat power.
We're pushing pieces around.
There's and you have to look at the difference between intent and intentions.
Yeah.
Right. And the way that I sort of delineate that is, we look at Taiwan, right? A lot of the things that we do in and around Taiwan, moving aircraft carriers, strike groups, and all this stuff, that signals intent. We intend to protect Taiwan. We intend to not let you just walk in there. When you look at what's going on in the Caribbean, or when you look at what's going on in Europe, that's intention. Like we are preparing to go ahead and do some combat operations. Now, Poland just started a couple of big factories to start building landmines again, and put landmines all around their border. They've been invaded like a million times, so why wouldn't they?
Freaking Turkey just gave back. They went to the customer service desk of Russia and said, "Hey, can you take these back?
Yeah, we don't want your S-400s."
We heard America's wants to put us on a F-35 program.
Do you know why we couldn't give them F-35 because they had the S-400?
Because if the information is too close, like if we're training them on that.
Yeah, you're teaching S-400 how to find and destroy F-35. If that's the weapon system that the F-35 pilots are going up against, we don't want them learning how to do it. So it's like, hey man, do you want S-400 or do you want F-35?
Yeah, and
I think everybody in the world's going to go, I'll take F-35 for $500
because we've got better tech support.
Yeah,
so, but they say they're going to give them basically, if we're going to talk iPhones, America's got the iPhone 17 Pros Max, and they're going to give them, an iPhone 14. Yeah, so the Turkey's only got the iPhone 14, still works on the operating system, but you don't get all the cool features.
Well, the other thing too, and I think everybody knows this, is that letting them have our aircraft and our weapon systems, all of them have the export models, all of them have a built-in off switch.
Dogfight.
Yeah, like it's like, did you ever see the new Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. So at the beginning of the new series Battlestar Galactica, early 2000s, the Cylons have a back door into the software, and they just send out the signal, and all the Vipers just all the engines turn off, cockpit turns off, and they're just sitting ducks out there to get blown out of the sky.
Always got to watch your back doors, boys.
Yes.
Very important.
Man, this potato is killing me, man. I know we're supposed to power through it, but
is that what we do? Is we power through the potato?
Well, that's word from the top. It says right there, the Anti-Hero Broadcast, push through it.
Okay. All right, it's the Irish in me. I got to push through the potato family.
Yeah, push. Hey, Irish too.
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Irish German. So here we go.
I'm just Irish.
Yeah.
So
probably going to Ireland in June.
Woohoo! The only time I stopped in Ireland was on my way to Iraq. Drink, boys, drink.
He's been there.
Yeah. But I mean, like that, they like locked us into like a fenced-in area with barbed wire around it. Like,
Ireland's amazing. It's a great time. Beautiful country, super cool people. They have it's a lot of bed and breakfasts.
Yeah.
Not Airbnbs, but actual like legit bed and breakfasts.
Like old school.
In the 70s, they didn't have a lot of hotels, and they wanted to push tourism, so they told the homeowners of Ireland, the residents of Ireland, to open your homes to foreign tourism. And so you come in there and they're cool as fuck. And like we sat in Limerick, and this old man sat down with us, and he was the homeowner, and he's just telling us dirty fucking jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
And we're like eating breakfast, at his kitchen table, and he's just telling us dirty jokes. So gotta love the Irish. And but the food's great, and we have a blast in Ireland. So looking forward to going back. All right. So what was the other thing that we were allowed to talk about? The boss man said,
I think he wants to say.
You said Taiwan, and I had heard this morning that we gave Taiwan basically $80 billion worth of support.
Oh yeah.
We just threw them $80 billion of support. And it's not just here's a checkbook or here's a check with $80,000, the big ones that they give out. It's not that. It's software. It's resources like weapon systems, all that kind of stuff going into Taiwan.
Yeah.
And China basically said, the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude.
Oh, it gets even worse.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, it gets even worse than that, because Japan just came out today and said, we should really think about letting America put nukes here.
No shit.
Yeah. I mean, like that was like they had a problem with us having a nuclear aircraft carrier there. And then we got them to do that. Because for the longest time, the forward deployed aircraft carrier was the Kitty Hawk, which was a conventional carrier.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, Kitty Hawk's got to go. Sorry, it's too old. We're not building another conventional carrier. We're putting a fucking nuke there. And we dropped 2 atom splitters on you, so you're going to let us do this.
Yeah.
And they said, okay. And now they're at the point where like, well, and China is looking pretty nasty. Maybe in a pinch, we could let the Americans put some nukes here just in case. I mean, like, if that happened, I can't imagine what China's reaction would be, because that's not $100 billion in aid and support and weapons.
Yeah.
That's our nukes in Japan, which would basically be like putting them in Cuba.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's a significant escalation. That is literally pointing a gun at somebody's head.
Put us in their shoes. It's Cuban Missile Crisis. It's the thought of Russia putting missiles in Cuba. Oh shit, you're right here on our back doorstep. And
I mean, you could make the argument that, hey, that's probably not a bad idea, given how belligerent China has been in the South China Sea, in and around the Philippines, in and around Taiwan. I mean, they basically did like a mock. You talk about like a embargo. They did like a mock, like, hey, we're cordoning off this area for combat operations around Taiwan a few months back.
Oh yeah, they do it all the time.
And it's like, hey, dude, you're running war games to invade Taiwan.
Yeah, and retrofitting ferry boats to offload troops on the beaches.
Good luck with that, by the way. If they invade Taiwan, there's so much trade that goes through the South China Sea and through the Straits of Taiwan that like the world would be in chaos, and everybody has to intervene. Korea has to do it. Japan has to do it. The Philippines I don't know what they're going to do. Probably send some dudes with freaking Gurkha knives or not Gurkhas. What do they call them? Bolos. The bolo knives.
Yeah.
Go over there and kill them. They're like, we're going to have a hell of a time here if that happens. And again, this brings us right back to Venezuela. Got to secure that. If we're going to talk about bringing stuff over to Taiwan, Venezuela's got to be secure so that we ain't got to worry about it, because the Pacific is very big, my friend.
Yeah.
And the last thing we need is something like that on a back door.
Sneaking up through that no man's land in Panama or whatever, right into Venezuela. The U.S. named a Colombian gang as a terrorist organization too. So we're flat out pointing at all those South American countries on the north end that aren't.
You can catch these
friendly.
hands.
We're like, all right, you guys are terrorists too. So fuck your couch.
I mean, like at some, I really don't like that. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
I don't like everybody as a terrorist.
No, it becomes boy who cried wolf on all this stuff. Like, what are they truly doing? Like, tell me as the American public, prove to me why. What these guys are doing and why they're a terrorist organization, and don't just make up some bullshit. So we got a call coming in?
Yeah, I think we got a call. I think, are you taking that call?
I don't know who takes it. Is that what we do? We don't have a high speed system.
Well, we had a.
So I think I took the tourniquet off my leg. And now I'm getting the blood flow back.
Well, that's good.
Actually, nope, never mind. It's back to being normal. I'm gonna stick it out. I feel like I'm a catcher in baseball.
Normally Mike has the phone.
I got a phone.
Is it Lewis? Do we have a link, or what are we doing here?
Do they want to do a remote call?
Oh, I got it. I got the call coming.
That call's coming in.
All right. So, hey, Santa, you're on.
Oh, Merry Christmas to the anti-hero broadcast.
All right.
Are you guys ready for Santa this year?
Yes,
Santa.
We really are ready for Santa this year. But I mean, you've got some pretty significant airspace over in Chicago and Minneapolis that you're going to have to go through.
Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Jimmy, Santa.
Jimmy, do you have a grown-up around you?
Yes.
Hey, Santa, this is Justin. What's up, man? I'm a grown-up.
Oh, is this Jimmy Arnett?
It is indeed, Santa.
Jimmy! Oh, how are your 3 beautiful children doing? I got their Christmas list already.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm sure they're going to be very thrilled about that. I sure appreciate you taking the time to let me know. I will pass that right along.
Oh, Santa loves his children. I received a Christmas list from you, Jimmy.
Oh, no.
Let me open it real quick. Let me open this Christmas wish list up from Jimmy. I have a black leather flogging whip and a bundle of rope. Oh my. Is that what you're going to help Santa drive his reindeer with?
I have no idea where this is going.
I mean, the elves probably make that.
Oh my, Jimmy. You need to see a therapist.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, probably do.
But to answer your question about Chicago and Milwaukee, we are going to be doing a gun buyback program with Santa's elves.
Ooh, sounds
So,
good.
The youth of Chicago will be able to bring guns to the buyback program in exchange for 2 gifts from Santa's workshop.
Woo!
Are you not worried about them robbing you?
It has been brought to Santa's attention that he must pay for a police detail that
Smart.
rates at $85 an hour.
That's probably more up your lane there, Justin.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Santa. Very smart. You should at least hire 5.
That wasn't Santa's idea. Santa asked to be able to deliver gifts to children on Christmas, but unfortunately, they do not waver on their detail costs.
Yeah. No, you got to pay the man.
And as far as airspace to which country were you asking about?
Well, I mean, Venezuela is going to be a little bit of a problem. Are you going to get any fighter escort to go to Venezuela?
Ew, gross. Santa does not deliver gifts to Venezuela.
Well, that solves that problem. So,
Yes, but the anti-hero broadcast, you guys have a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry
And
Christmas.
Jimmy, please see a therapist.
I'm working with the VA on that. They keep pushing that backwards. So I guess I'll just have to keep doing it the old fashioned way.
Flogging.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas,
Santa.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. I wonder if Tyler's still on his phone call. He missed Santa.
He's probably going to be very upset about missing Santa.
Yeah.
But
More upset about potato.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. He's probably more upset about potato.
But that's Lewis's problem.
Whoa, what? I didn't cause it.
Yeah, you're over here gaming. I'm watching you. You're putting codes in and stuff.
Yeah,
Twitch. He's like dual streaming Twitch over here.
We have got to figure this out. We have got to figure this out.
Well, I was telling Jimmy this morning. I did a little upload check or a little speed check of and this place is down to 56K dial up on the upload speed.
Yeah,
it's got almost gigabyte speed going downloads, so we can pull as much Nudie Magazine Day as we want, but it's the upload speed.
Billy Madison
Yeah.
reference there.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I would be willing to bet that we need to just have him rerun the line.
Yeah.
Let's start with the hardware first.
Yeah.
And if we can eliminate the hardware, I don't know what we're going to do about the software side, because it doesn't seem like it should be this big of an issue. Hey, Tyler, you missed Santa.
Did you know that Santa hates Venezuela?
I assume so.
Oh, okay. Good.
I assume everybody hates Venezuela.
Now that you're back, we should probably go to
Commercial break?
Commercial.
Welcome back.
Yeah, roll that vengeance.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people. To detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
Like I would think so because of what he just said, but like, all right, we're back. Thanks for the warning there, Lewis. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, are we just gonna? I can hear. I can't hear you either. Yeah, you're
For
out.
some reason, every time after commercial break, Mike's microphone gets muted.
Yeah, I'm back.
And we're back.
And my
All
legs
right.
still
So, hey, second hour brought to you by Flatline Fiber Co. Founded in 2019, Flatline Fiber Co. They're not striving, they are creating the highest quality gear with real world functionality, trusted by SWAT teams, high level military units, police agencies, police.
Yeah.
And we've actually got one in the studio. I have to take the pew out of it, but
No, I have their pimp, the medical kit on my battle belt over there, and the t-shirt.
yeah,
Continue.
and so they make great gear. They make gear you can trust. Got a lifetime warranty, made here in the United States. They have everything you need: rifle slings, IFAKs, dump pouches, baseline bags, everything. So go to flatlinefibercode.com, put in the promo code antihero15, save yourself 15%. Let them know we sent you. Also help us keep the lights on.
In honor of Mike, tag me in.
Tag.
All right. Yeah. So we're not going to argue on that transition. And we're also brought to you by Violent Provisions. It's a veteran and law enforcement owned and operated apparel company geared towards the violent professional. They provide high quality shirts, heavyweight hoodies, hats, and stickers with unique designs. Violent Provisions is running a limited time pre-order. Make sure to use the code antihero. No numbers, just antihero for 15% off your order. A whole 15%. Go for it. Use antihero on Violent Provisions. Thanks, guys.
And IT.
Oh, IT. What?
And
hey.
The AI.
Let me flip this. Holy moly. This is
AI, yeah.
This is a book. 96 is a modern AI-powered web app built exclusively for police officers across the United States with a single upload of traffic. Sorry, I'm like overthinking words. Of a traffic summons, 96 instantly produces a professional court-ready testimony draft. Accurate, structured, and ready to use. No typing, no formatting, no second guessing. The system adapts automatically to the requirements of the officer's specific jurisdiction, ensuring the draft follows the structure and expectations of that court. When multiple summonses are issued to the same driver, 96 merges them into a complete organized draft, saving and eliminating repetitive work, which is always annoying. Officers across the country use 96 every day for testimony drafts, violation code lockups, and even keeping their overtime organized through a built-in OT recorder. I mean, this thing's just built for cops.
Yeah.
But it's not ChatGPT. 96 reads the real data of the summons, extracts the facts, and formats everything with law enforcement structure. No hallucinations, no prompts, no guessworks. Try it for free. Use the QR code that's on your screen now, or if you're listening on the podcast side, 96.app is where you can go. And that's true, because if you go to ChatGPT, it may not know exactly what you're talking about. Grok doesn't know what you're talking about. 96 would.
We've talked about this a couple times, and every time I always go back to this, is that I put into Gemini the video from Terminator 2 with the minigun scene.
Oh, God.
Said,
you're trying to train it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And said, develop a police report.
Oh, God.
I sent it to Mike and them, and I was like, what problems do we have here? I had to tell it like 3 times, like, no, this event happened before this. And it developed a police report. So I was like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, for sure.
It's
crazy.
He is.
Frank caught me dropping the trans into the advertisement. I'm always trying to give subliminal messages, and I did drop trans into one of the advertisements. You got to find it. Go back.
All right, let's bring Mike in.
Thank God.
I
got about a minute, man. What's up?
That's what he told her.
Can you hear me?
He said you have better video quality
Gambling
than
and alcohol, dude. I'm jealous.
Can you hear us?
What's going on?
It's going on and off.
Oh.
You guys good? I can hear you. Can you hear
You
me?
hear us?
Oh my God.
We got to get Mike some anti-hero earbuds for when
I
he's
can
on
hear you.
vacation.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
I don't think you can hear us, Mike. We're asking you questions.
can't hear
and
me?
you're just- What's up? How are you having fun? When do you
Says
come
I'm
back?
working. Says I can hear you. I can hear you.
Then answer the question.
It's cutting in and out.
No kidding.
All
All
right,
right.
go ahead, drop.
I'm just gonna say Merry Christmas, everybody. It's going in and out. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, but I miss you guys. I hope everybody has a great Christmas, and I'm gay.
Did he spell alcohol wrong?
No, he spelled it right.
Okay.
Gambling and alcohol.
Yeah,
And
I
Mike
wanna-
gets a spin out.
I
Instead
went-
of a crash out, he gets a spin out.
I was on the phone with the VA.
Hey, we're back. We're back. We're less potatoy.
Hey, all right. We turned into French fries. So
Maybe bringing Mike back on was the key.
Yeah, he's got the secret
It's
sauce.
like when you hit something and break it, so you just hit it again.
we
Yeah.
throw Mike at it.
I mean, we're not terrible, but I mean, we're not.
That's why I said French
Yeah,
fries.
I mean, obviously everybody's been working through this with us. We're going to be we're going to have to get our software customer service with our internet provider because we're not paying both of them to get this type of shit. We pay top dollar for everything, the whole package for each one, and this is happening. So we'll get it done. We'll get it fixed. I appreciate you guys working through it with us. And
So you said your phone call.
Huh?
So you said you had a
Oh,
phone
I had a
call.
phone call with the VA. So apparently, when you go in and you tell the VA one thing, they're now just blanketing exposure to it. So there is a thing if you were Jimmy's got the black lung over here, the deployment lung.
Yep.
If you were exposed to a burn pit,
Yeah.
there is a VA disability rate. However, if 10 years for whatever reason, this claim, it can only be 10 years. After 10 years, you can't use it anymore. For me, once I found out it was a thing, I was already past 10 years. So
kind of like in our law enforcement ideas, it's your statute of limitations.
yes.
Yeah.
And so I put in for it anyways because it was advised to me just try. There's always like waivers or whatever. I didn't get it. But now the VA is taking everything that you put in and they're running it as from exposure. So they're like, well, because we didn't give you exposure, we're not giving you this.
Shit.
Yeah, they're doing every single claim like that. They're trying to base it off of something so they can say no. It's a whole scheme. I think it's a whole scheme. Why would you put a statute of limitations on something that happened to you overseas in combat, but everything else the claim there's no limitations? But this one there is. And then you do it and you don't get it, and now they run everything.
I mean, it's got to be because of the sheer number of troops coming back with it.
Here's the problem, though. Like, a lot more troops were exposed to Agent Orange, and that doesn't have any statute of limitations.
Yeah.
So why the fuck does the burn pits?
I think because all you guys are getting wise to it, and
Yeah, I mean,
you're
that-
all,
that- no,
and
that-
you're all
that's a
coming in.
fantastic
I think
point.
I think you have an era coming back from Vietnam that almost wanted nothing to do with anything,
Right.
anything, and so they didn't. And then you've got you guys in a situation where you're like, look, I'm going to come for what's due.
I mean,
I'm coming for what's owed to me
to
for my service.
To your point, so my father-in-law was a Marine in Vietnam. You know who helped him get all of his VA benefits?
Who that?
My mother-in-law. She
Uh-huh.
was the one that was smart enough to do it. She was the one that had the education and the background to do it, and she
Yeah.
was the one that made sure he got what the government owed him.
Because you have podcasts like this, you have YouTube videos, you've got just mates, just dudes talking to each other through all these communities
Did you
now.
just turn British for a second?
Yeah, mates. I mean, I love my little soccer quips. So you've got friends that are just, or people that you meet, and we're not talking VFWs down the street. I didn't realize how close that place was. You
Right
guys
there.
literally walk
Well,
there.
we could, I was going to say fire a gun and hit it, but I mean, I feel like that's
calm
bad.
down.
We could build a trebuchet.
Back to potato.
Remember, this is recorded.
So there's a couple more topics we're going to talk about.
We weren't really sure which ones you wanted. You were just like, all those. And we're like, that's a lot. So which one? Do you want France? Do you want airstrikes in Syria?
Ooh.
Do you want James?
I thought did you talk about any of them?
We did Venezuela.
We did Venezuela.
Oh,
we covered that pretty extensively.
Well, so there's a picture, Lewis, you put up. Actor James Ranson.
yeah.
Ransom.
Ranson.
Yeah, probably Ransom.
It's like losing one of us, man. I commented that.
Well, I mean, it's crazy. We just talked about The Wire, the last broadcast. We talked about how an amazing show that was. And dude, this guy, I mean, he was in Generation Kill, obviously. That's where me and Jimmy probably first saw him. But he was in The Wire before that. And he Blockbuster Rules was the star in Sinister 1 and 2, and then It. It movies. And I mean, he was not a failed actor by any means. He was actually an up and coming actor.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, I think it proves that like mental health and mental health awareness is a real thing. Like
is that I didn't read totally, but that's what his passing.
Well, I mean, he hung himself.
Wife, 3 kids, promising career, and he killed himself.
I mean, dude,
like disease type stuff. Did he have anything? Has anything come out that?
I mean,
because I know
he talked about his struggle with addictions.
Okay.
Is that what you meant by disease?
Yeah, because some people I mean, obviously we have mental disease, but aside from mental disease, some people will get terminal type diagnosis that say, I'm gonna take this, or I'm gonna do this to protect my family, or so they don't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be in writing anywhere.
I mean, I've known of people in the public, not necessarily like family or friends, but that have had these terminal diagnoses where they know they're going to just basically fall off a cliff mentally, or like a dementia or that kind of stuff, and so they've done that. And then you've got a public figure like this that we're all kind of at a loss, where we're like, wow.
I just think sometimes
I'm not giving an excuse, but
sometimes celebrities hit people differently, and this one just, man, I thought he was an amazing actor, and he played in a show I watched while I entered Iraq. When they did their push to Iraq. And it was a great show.
And he's a typical specialist, man.
Yeah. And we had just talked about The Wire. He was on The Wire, and then they find out he killed himself.
And then over the weekend, you hear this.
One of the big things about this show is brotherhood, community, camaraderie. We if anybody listening ever has those thoughts, you need to figure out a way to get a hold of me, get a hold of Justin, get a hold of Mike, get a hold of Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
100%.
This group,
get a hold of Justin.
I get this group, although this community, although strong, what we call it the 99%, I think is what we're is there are, statistically speaking, people that are struggling and they're not going to tell people. And the whole point is building this so that way if somebody is struggling, they have a whole community of people to reach out to. So all jokes aside, all crazy shit aside, you need to get if you need to get a hold of some of. There's at least 25 active people in this group. Use Patreon, use Instagram, get a hold of somebody. And we've all been there. We've all been around people that need help. You're not just gonna get fucking tattletaled on with a VA or tattletaled on the crisis.
No, dude. I talked to an academy mate of mine. I threw it out again. Sorry. A guy, and I was catching up with him, and I'm like, yeah, bro, so you hit your 20, because he was in the academy with me, and he's like, no, dude, I was out at 17. He goes, he was a Marine, or is a Marine, because you never was. He's a police officer in South Florida, and he was like, I was going through some anxiety, and I was having some anxiety problems outside of work. He goes, when I was at work, I was like, hard charging, like ready to go doing the work stuff. But he goes, I told a captain who was a friend of mine that I've known for the longest in the police department. He goes, I was telling him that I was having some anxiety problems, talking about it, thinking he's reaching out to a friend. And he goes, I got thrown into basically the loony bin squad, and they took my gun from me, made it worse, pulled all this stuff. And so he's telling me all this, and I'm like, holy shit, bro, I wish I had known. And it's hard for most of us, and I can speak to this because I've done it. It's hard to reach out and talk to somebody, talk to a peer, talk to a coworker, especially when you're afraid of the risk of your job having a problem. But you know, all of us, I've got a guy in my DM talking to me about embarrassment of pissing his pants. And I know that we dealt with that almost when we were in New York, running around trying to find a bathroom in the subway station. And we thought we were all going to piss our pants. And I go, sometimes you just got to own up to it. I pissed myself, just like Billy Madison.
Yourself?
No, we didn't. I didn't. I don't have that kind of a problem. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, if you do, you got to own up to it. Yeah, all the cool kids piss their pants. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
But
And I mean,
just slide in the DMs, talk to us. I'm not going to tell the story on social media or on a podcast. You know, talk to us. I mean, I was a hostage negotiator, a crisis negotiator for 8 years with the police department. So I've talked to the gamut of subjects, people in real life. So I'm totally cool with it.
I mean, Jimmy, I think out of all of us, you probably are the closest impacted by suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, not to hit you with it. I know you probably were mentally prepared.
Come right at him.
Well, I mean, I've never lost a best friend. I've never lost a family member to it. I've lost people that I was close with, people that I would consider friends, but I've never lost somebody that the desire, like, man, I mean, I'm not trying to make you emotional, but I wish you just would have called me.
Well, I mean, you know, with Greg, you know, I've talked about Greg a couple of times, and you know what, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm going to take every opportunity I can to talk about my friends that I lost. You know, Brent knew Greg, knew Greg real well. Greg was a superhero. He was everything that you would want to be. He was everything you wanted to emulate, and he ended up in the Delta Force, you know. And so when a guy that good, that is that far ahead of everything. Now, obviously, he had some stuff going on in his life, and you know, I wasn't in the Delta Force when that happened. I know what I was told, but I wasn't there. And I'll let guys like Brent talk about that. But when Greg ended up having to leave the Delta Force, 2 days later, he shot himself.
Yeah.
And it really can't. I mean, you can look at a guy and go, that's everything I want to be. That's the guy I want to be, and think everything is squared away. And it's not. And if, you know, by the same token, you start asking yourself, well, like, did he know he could have called me? Because I damn sure wish he had.
Yeah.
Did I not do a good enough job as a friend? Like, what did I fucking miss? And that's a really, really hard question to ask. And then, of course, you know, you end up going like, hey, dude, you're fucking making this about yourself. Your fucking friend's gone. And his family's grieving and everything else. So you kind of just shove all that away and you go like, okay, well, I got to deal with this. But then, you know, I mean, he killed himself in 2018. I mean, you wake up, you know, you're sitting outside one night getting sued by Rob O'Neill, and you go, man, I really wish my friend was here to talk about this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And people have to understand that it's not people. They need you.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like, I don't want to sound selfish. Like, I need Greg right now. But like, at the end of the day, people need to understand that committing suicide there's just so many people it's going to affect negatively because they need you. They might not express it. We don't express it to each other. I need Justin to tell for IT, but I never tell him I need to, you know, I need him as a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, dudes suck at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
dudes suck.
I tried it. So like when Terry was killed, well, I don't remember her last name, the sheriff's deputy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know her last name, but like when she was killed, like I was like, hey Mike, how you doing, buddy? And he, you know, hey man, I'm not the one that died. I got up today and you know, that's the way he is, and that's exactly how he operates. But at the same time, it's like, hey bro, I mean, now Mike's kind of, but in some ways, Mike's kind of the guy you want to worry about because it's like he says he's good, but is he good? I mean,
personality.
He is the stereotypical like, hey, we really need to ask the question of this guy, and bro, I need you to be fucking honest with me. Like, are you good? Do you need to talk about it? Because it's okay.
It's a slippery slope. It can start and it could take years to manifest, and then what you typically don't want to do is wait until you're on the day to actually reach out, because by that point, statistically speaking, a lot of people don't recover from that day. So,
there could be damage that's already done.
So that's why, again, like the community that we're building is meant for that, to keep people out of that downhill slope. I mean, we've all had points in our lives that suck. They're just hard times in our lives. And when you're part of a community, you can break away. We're 3 idiots on a thing.
Yeah.
But it's therapeutic for me to have this community, and I would hope it's therapeutic for other people. Just have us on in the background, like laugh at our jokes, like know that we engage with them. And at the end of the day, if anybody is going through that, man, you know, the last thing I want is somebody to think that they're not with us and they're alone.
Yeah, and I can tell you for a fact that if you got into this chat right now and said, "Hey, I'm kind of struggling," somebody would be like, "What's up, bro?"
You probably have 20 DMs.
Yeah. Hey, bro, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? What do you
We
need?
had someone like that that said some things that I don't want to say alarming. They alerted me on the live chat one Thursday night, and back when we did the Squadcast, and we got in touch with him, and you know everything was fine. He started that downhill slope, and you know alcohol is not going to help, even though we all love alcohol.
Yeah,
it just doesn't help anything, and so
yeah, there's like you could see it with me when I was going through it, and I was becoming more like snarky or like quick to take jabs at people when I was going through this a couple years ago, and you know it ended up biting me in the butt work wise, but ultimately I'm better for it. Having, you know, my world shook up and knocked down, and then I was able to come out of it and stuff. And then now I can
way more.
Yeah.
Now you have a better sight picture on everything.
Yeah. And so, you know, you don't realize. And then when you have that lack of a community or a lack of a group that's going to say, "Hey, tell me about it. Tell me what's up," that are going to listen to you, and that aren't just going to listen to you. They're actually going to help you do something. You know, I'm not saying I needed anybody to go out and kill somebody for me, but you know,
ride or die friend.
Dude, I need people to pick me up and walk through it with me.
Jimmy, if I called you at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday night, I said, "Dude, I'm not doing well, and I need you to come to my house," and I hang up the phone. What are you doing?
I'm getting in a truck.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't have friends like that. A lot of people, like, they just don't have people that, and it's just hard because you have to find those in your acquaintance pool. I mean, we do have work acquaintances, and
the best part about working here, and let's face it, you know, Justin and I were talking like, "Hey, this is a job. Okay, we work here." The best part about that is that like I was talking to Mike about the podcast thing, and I was like, "Hey man, are you busy?" And he's like, "Call me right now. I want to talk to you like immediately." And it's like, dude, haven't really had that since I was in the Army.
Yeah.
You know, didn't have that as a contractor for sure. I had to watch my P's and Q's as a contractor. You know, didn't have, I had some guys that I consider really good friends when I was working construction, but like,
they didn't have the same background.
That they didn't.
Yeah.
And so, but like with this group, it's like, I could probably put out a story and people would be like, "Dude, let's talk. Let's talk." And on top of that, like you and Mike and Justin and, you know, even K9, if I called, I am positive.
Maybe Lewis.
Maybe Lewis. You know, no offense to Lewis, but I probably wouldn't go to him first.
He'll get to you later.
Yeah.
We'll work on it tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll talk to you Monday, Jimmy. Like, well,
I mean, but yeah, my people have said, like, I've been in bed perusing stories, and you know, and my wife will be like, "Oh, you should probably like ask him if he's okay." I'm like, he's fine. I don't want to bother him.
Yeah.
You know, but it starts there. Like, even just like when someone posts something, they're posting it, and it might not be the biggest deal to you, but there might be a huge struggle that they're going. And again, it's stopping it's stopping it, because it's like a fucking sledding down a hill.
But
start going, and
the problem is that a lot of times it's not one bad day, it's an aggregate effect of several.
There it is. There's the
word of the day.
Aggregate.
Yeah,
it's a good word.
But the other part of that is nobody knows where that drop off is. Like at some point there's a cliff, and nobody, you can be tight with somebody and not fucking have any idea, and then just it's over. And you know, dude, you want to stop 22 a day? It's not fucking government programs. It's not nonprofits.
It's not t-shirts.
It's not. It's community. Because here's the thing that we like. I use this as an example. Tyler, you, me, and Justin are in a fire team. Okay. And Tyler, you broke your foot and you're on crutches. Who's carrying your tray in the DFAC?
You.
Yeah. And we're going to open the door for you. Right.
Right.
And everybody's like got your back 100%. Like, hey, you broke your foot on a ruck march. You're
A couple profile jokes here and there.
yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
definitely gonna make fun of you.
And,
But that's the community.
Yeah.
and that was talked about too. Is it, like you can make fun of people when you trust them, when we trust each other, and that's where the dark humor and all that kind of stuff comes in. Is you can do that when you trust people. There's people that I'll throw dark humor at, even zone partners at work, and they're like, "Hey man, that really hurt my feelings," and I'm like, "The fuck?
Yeah.
Hurt your feelings?" I'm telling you that I love you without telling you I love you. Sometimes because you're a girl, and if I say I love you and my wife hears, she's gonna beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving you dark humor,
followed quickly by you.
you know, and so and then you're dead. So like if I'm using dark humor, I'm telling you that I trust you and that I'm cool with you and I'm down with you. Like, because otherwise that's not the thing. So obviously you've now told me something. So later, you know, and so that's huge.
The way that we combat this loss of identity, and that's, I mean, it's kind of what it is. It's just like, this is I didn't define myself by my job. I defined myself by my peers. I defined myself by this organization, this group, this family dynamic, and that's how I judged myself. I judged myself based on my peers. I looked at myself and I got feedback from my peers, good and bad. And I got a sense of community from it. And when we left our organizations, that stuff evaporated literally in seconds. It was like overnight, it was done. And the way that we combat this is by creating another one of like-minded people. And it's not,
and I'm sorry to the wives. They would say the same thing with their girlfriend. I can't be that.
Yeah.
The wives cannot. They are your best friend. They are your ride or die for real in life. Like they go through everything with you. But sometimes with stuff like this, there's absolutely nothing a wife can do for you. There's just not. You have to have the boys. And I would imagine, like, if you're all friends, like, now I got to worry about if I tell Joe's going to tell his wife, who's then going to wrap around and tell mine. It's not at all. And I'm like, I don't want people to worry about me. I don't want anybody to say anything, but if you're smart enough to recognize the slope, it's important to, like, keep that stuff under wraps.
You got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Honesty.
Not under wraps for you, your boys. Like, sometimes the wives just, they can't help you, and they tell
they want to
everything about their lives, and their wives help them fix everything about their life. But at the end of the day, there's just certain things that,
I mean, especially when, and I mean, like, if you carried a gun for a living, that's really the big one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know that. I mean, I'm sure that, like, ER doctors probably have something, but I think they're
EMT, firemen. I mean, there's some kind of
but I mean, like, when you are faced with a lot of death and your own mortality, and you've had to go to a bad crime scene and shove that shit to the side because you got to do your fucking job, and then you got to go home and dinner's burnt, your kids think you're a joke, and your wife hate, and whatever it is. Not that that's my problem, I don't know.
All right, it's Jimmy. We figured it out.
But you hear these stories from cops and firemen and service members all the time. It's like, dude, we deal with some pretty harsh stuff. And on top of that, like, I might die and I may have to kill somebody or have had to do it.
I mean, on the war against men in our culture and society. Like, I mean, well, our culture and our society back 30 years ago used to support what men go through. Men didn't, like, although they had to fight the battles that they fight every day for their family. Society and culture used to back them up, and now society and culture attacks them while they still fight the same fight.
Yeah,
and they do things like tell your wives that you're toxic, and tell these are all bad traits about you. And dudes go through it, man.
I mean, for it. I mean, by the way, Chaotic Canine is back. Did you see that in the chat? I wanted to point that out.
Chaotic Canine.
Yeah, he was a watcher when Brent was here. Kind of left with that departing, and now is back.
Oh, he comes back when we fucking look like shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Somebody else was saying, like I left the show and the equipment must have gone downhill. I can tell you, as somebody who's been here on both sides of it, the equipment's actually even better. It's the internet service provider. I think we're narrowing it down. We're going to get to the bottom.
And everybody's playing the blame game. Like, oh, it's the software. And software is like, no, it's the internet. So now we're having to this is going to take some time.
Yeah. So it's, Central Florida is always behind the times. They're more worried about sinkholes and stuff here in Central Florida.
But, if you want to kind of put a bow on this, I think one of the reasons why there are so many, I thought you were going to say put a bullet in it. No, but, I think one of the reasons why you see so much popularity with guys from, the soft world is because there is a real need for what does a real man look like.
That's a good point.
And because you can look and go,
bearded, jacked, and tattooed, dude.
Yeah,
you could be a store clerk. And I'm appearance is everything. Dude, I'm motivated by the way that dude looks. He takes care of himself.
Nobody's really motivated by the Starbucks barista.
No,
to get out there and be strong and stuff like that.
It's all. Me and Brent used to talk about all the time. The poster children for the military should be the big, jacked, tattooed, bearded dudes. That's how you recruit young guys.
Right.
It's like psychology.
Right.
We don't want fucking. I have two moms, and the military was good to me. Posters.
Well, and it's just so we stay with the military recruitment. The Navy used Top Gun. All right, how many naval aviators are there compared to
shitload
compared to the rest of the Navy, though?
Yeah.
How many aviators are in the Air Force?
Yeah.
The thing's called the Air Force, but how many pilots are actually in the Air Force? Not that many. So it's so we understand that the soft guys, there's not that many, but you need to use them to recruit for the military.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, dude, look at you guys remember, you're my age. Do you guys remember the Navy commercials in the mid 2000s that used Godsmack?
Yeah.
Obviously, there were probably SEALs and special operations in the commercial.
Yeah, but I mean, it was planes coming off the pointy end and missiles firing, and
it was stick of my life or whatever. It had the old black dude actors.
Navy, accelerate your life.
Yeah.
Or there was the Lou Gossett Jr. one for the Coast Guard that I shared with my buddies from the Coast Guard, and it was complete 1980s Miami Vice shit. It was the helicopters coming in from the Coast Guard, using a loudspeaker on drug runners and stuff.
Yeah.
And
before we were blowing them up with hellfire.
We weren't blowing them up. And then Lou Gossett Jr.'s walking up the gangplank you want to join the Coast Guard? All this stuff is so funny.
Dude, it goes, and the Border Patrol's doing it, man.
Yeah.
If I was a young kid trying to look into going into some kind of warfighter profession or fighter profession, I probably really consider the Border Patrol. And they are notoriously not the guys to go to when you're looking to be a Fed or law enforcement, but their commercials say otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to? I can segue that into something that's going on with ICE right now.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this because I purposely didn't
give it to me.
ICE, no, not you. Him. They're revamping their basically their academy, and they're doing a lot more vehicle operations. They're doing a lot more training for vehicle operations. They're doing a lot more multi-vehicle vehicle operations and how to stop some of the people that are interfering with them, because the TTPs for the people that want to interfere with ICE operations have pretty much all been vehicle borne. If you look
all the incidents have been vehicle incidences,
right? And so if you if you're looking at that, what do you think they're getting ready to do come spring?
Fuck some shit up.
They're probably getting ready to do some jump outs. Now, me and Justin had a conversation about this, and he's got a really interesting point of view.
Oh God.
And I mean, he was in a papier bitter.
I'm sorry. I got into the chats. I reformed back to what I do on the weekdays when I'm watching the show and I'm texting in the chats. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm on the freaking show. You were talking about ICE and the stuff that
so the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So in my area down in South Florida, they've been swinging through all of the streets and just pulling over lawn care trucks.
Dude, I'm telling you.
To me, to me, that's frustrating because I'm married into a family, my wife's second
I
generation.
thought you were going to say, because my lawn needs to be cut.
No, that too. Okay, we'll go dark jokes. But it is true. It is true. They're out here doing the Lord's work, cutting my lawn, but they're, in my opinion, they're going for low hanging fruit. And so, to get a little serious,
Numbers.
I think we should be. And that's probably what's already happened over the past 6 months. Is they've already hit all their top 100 bad boys, the Tren de Agua, the gangs, all that kind of stuff. They've already wiped those out. So now they're still trying to do what their credo is, or what Trump's pledged for them to do. So they're going out and trying to get numbers. And they're running these guys. And we know from being law enforcement, there's days when you're like, let me go hit some low hanging fruit.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're the street crime supervisor. And I came to you and I said, how do I get in your squad? And you say, I want arrest. That's what I'm looking for there, young Buck Tyler. And I go out there, and let's just say I made a bunch of good arrests. And effectively, you can square away a block by doing that. And now you can't not have numbers, so then you start going for the crack pipes and the things that you wouldn't have cared about.
The shake in the center console.
There's no real crime, but you're like, you're looking at warrants. You're like, this person lives 5 minutes away. They drive a black Honda, and they have a misdemeanor traffic warrant.
Yeah,
they live in a nice neighborhood, and their name's like, everything's registered, everything's right. And you go knock on the door, and she's like, hello. Yeah. And you're like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. You have a warrant for your arrest. And you're like, out on the outside, you're like, out of all the warrants, you go get Tammy, the nice lady that would bake you cookies and bring them to your precinct who didn't know she had a warrant. And you take her into custody. Bro. But it's a number. And it's a profession. It's a game. Like, at the end of the day, you will not thrive as a cop if you don't put out numbers. You won't. And that's why that's one of the reasons why I got out, is because at the end of the day, they need numbers, and I just became so much of a constitutionalist. I'm like, man, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. You mentioned part of that, and I'm going to kind of come off of the ICE story a little bit. There's this arrest that just happened recently.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was in the Villages.
Oh yes, it was Marion County sheriffs. So this woman had, for whatever reasons, the news didn't really cover this, why she fled. I think it was Virginia.
It was Louisiana.
Why she fled Louisiana. It was in the 70s with her daughter. She fled her husband or the baby's father. Let's say baby's father.
Absconded.
And she moved. She
really didn't kidnap a kid?
No, it was her own kid. So we don't know, and I'll argue on her behalf because I have a friend who lived this life. Say it was an abusive relationship, and she fled that relationship because it was the only thing she knew how to do. But
there weren't services back then.
Probably. Yeah, this was the 70s. So essentially what happened is she fled to Florida or wherever. So right now, today, she's in Florida. Her adult daughter is an adult, so she's off on her own. So somehow I think she tripped because of a 43andMe type thing, like a DNA test.
Yeah.
And so Marion County found out she's there. So I'm just part of the thing.
Was she missing out of Louisiana or something?
No. Well, she's wanted. She has a warrant still for kidnapping
for 40 years.
For 40 years
or 50 years.
Yeah.
And it was dropped and brought back.
For a while, she was in the top 10 America's Most Wanted because she hadn't been found yet.
But they couldn't find her?
They couldn't find her. They didn't know. She just disguised herself, lived her life. And so she's living her life in freaking Marion County in the Villages type thing. And so the whole reason for my story that's hilarious, you watch the body cam and the cops get out and her Karen neighbor is doing what we know that they all do. It wasn't me, officer.
Oh, they're coming for you.
She legit was doing it, and they legit were coming for her.
Ma'am, step over there, please. She was like,
that's exactly what happened.
I'm sorry.
Bro. Yeah, did you see the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know. I joined the story. I finally figured out what you guys, but because I remember watching that, I'm like, how the fuck is this kidnapping?
Yeah. So that's the backstory. Is it's kidnapping by law. Sounds
I said, civil to me.
Yeah.
The only reason why the police were there is because it was a warrant.
100%. Marion County could care less.
Yeah.
Probably. This lady's living her life. That man's living his life. But and then the news followed up with she's now gotten back together with his dad.
It sounded like the deputies that were they were like, I really don't want to do this.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. You know, they got to do their.
That's probably a fugitive task force.
Yeah.
Not like a Marshall's takedown team, but they have teams out. The big agents, sheriff's offices have like strictly like they show up. They're underneath actually the courthouse.
Yeah.
And they show up to work 9 to 5, and they have a list of just warrants. They're usually not high profile. They're not very dangerous warrants. They're just Jimmy has a warrant for this, that, and the other thing, and we think he's going to be there. We go knock and talk. If we try 2 times and we can't figure out where you are, back. It goes on the back burner. And we just and they just try to keep feeding the courts with warrants so that the county can have less active warrants out there.
We get calls all the time from other counties saying, "Hey, can you go knock and talk?" And so our sergeant will say on the air, he'll go call whoever's calling you to do that first, get some background. But 90% of the time, our sergeant's like, nah, they can come over and do it.
Road supervisors hate warrants because it takes a deputy off the street or a cop off the street, doesn't really show any actual proactivity. They can't really say like, oh, my cop took this amount of dope off the street. I mean, granted, if the deputy or the cop finds it, that's good, but like, hey, people calling in saying this person's got a warrant, dude, supervisors, let's leave that on the board for days.
Especially if it's a day shift thing. On midnights, we used to do it. We used to print out the warrants list because, I mean, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're bored AF. And so we're going to run around and we're going to try and see if we can find this guy or find that Altima driving around or whatever, because we know this guy's got it. But day shift, man, we got bigger fish to fry. There's stuff going on. There's calls and calls.
Again, I mean, when I read the story, I was like, I don't know. Just like what you were saying, like this lady could have been running. We don't have any freaking backstory. If I was in charge, I would like if I'm the shift supervisor, I'd be like, give me more background.
See, the problem with our society is that we watch too much fucking Netflix. So we see one story about a lady who stole a kid 50 years ago, like legit stole it. Like out of a baby carrier and then took it and then raised it. The kid didn't know any better. Yeah. And then like that lady goes to prison. Like we see one story like that. So now we're all like, that's what happened. Yeah. That's what logic. No logic. Drama only.
Yeah. Look, I mean, there's bigger stuff to the stories. I mean, one of my good friends, she lived in the state of Virginia, and in the state of Virginia, if they're not married and she has a child, he has 50% custody, 50% rights to the child. But at the time in the state of Florida, a woman out of wedlock gives birth to a child, she is 100% that child's caretaker, supervisor, has all the rights. The man doesn't have the rights. Granted, during just post-pandemic time in the state of Florida, DeSantis gave out of wedlock fathers more parental rights. Gave a father more rights. Like a boy
that you had to apply for father's rights.
A boyfriend that maybe lives with a child of his girlfriend for several years and is a father figure now in the state of Florida has more rights to that child. But 5 years ago, we go, hey, you guys are married. That came out of that. She makes all the decisions in Florida. So my friend, what she decided to do was come to Florida. She said, I'm out of here because her boyfriend was violent and hurting her and all that kind of stuff. So she left Virginia and she came down to Florida. So because she knew that when she gave birth to her daughter, she'd have more rights. But so a little anecdotal story. Sorry, guys. I'm bringing us down on that.
No.
Back to the ICE stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. The lawn care stuff, in my opinion, is a low-hanging fruit that I'm a little.
That's not what you said.
I get a little. What did I say?
You said it's like Nazi shit. That way. It's,
okay. Oh yeah. Well, okay. Yes, because
that's not what you said.
This was a private conversation. But yeah, no, it's basically they're doing a traffic stop, a pretextual stop on a vehicle, and they're basically walking up going, papers? Yeah. Give me your papers. You know, and they're asking for papers.
Sounds very Italian, but I'm down with it.
So I was watching Emily in Paris last night. But so it's, they're just asking for papers. And some of these people are just violations for not filing the proper paperwork, which is ridiculous in America. There's not a great pathway to citizenship that I get frustrated with because I have in-laws that are in that pathway.
Where do they live?
Los Angeles. Los Angeles. There's lots of people over there.
I mean, take that, right? And this is what we talked about, and I agree with him on that one. I've seen him roll up in construction sites, and it's like, dude,
Right.
why are we taking these guys? I mean, these guys are working their asses off up on roofs and putting in drywall.
Thought about the low hanging fruit thing,
but
I mean, I've just never. I didn't know we were there yet.
It's just I want to see the gang members. I want to see the massive drug dealers or the guys that commit murder that are here,
or the ones that came from Afghanistan that didn't fucking didn't get screened and vetted. It's like, hey, let's make a concerted effort to find all these motherfuckers.
Pedro can hang around for a minute.
Yeah,
we and Akbar.
And so I was saying to Jimmy that you had this whole end of Biden thing where they hired the 75,000 IRS agents that were going to be coming after us for our tax evasion and everything.
That was all propaganda.
Which probably didn't happen. But I was like, no, we need the 75,000 Border Patrol ICE agents to do the analytics, the processing, the background vetting of all those 200,000 Afghans that came over. That what were we saying? Or 20?
It's 120. It's 2,000 of them are 100% terrorists.
I will just say this: anybody looking to get into the ICE Border Patrol type style career, that's a very politically driven career, and through administrations, right now. But we get a Democrat in, they're going to cut everything, and everybody that can be cut will be cut, and it'll downsize again, just like the military. So when you get into that profession, you got to make sure you are locked in, sealed, and secured, because if you are some kind of contract or some kind of government employee, but not like you're going to get cut.
Get out of it what you can get out of it immediately. Get trainings, get experience,
get your fun,
all that kind of stuff. Get all that for you. That way, if you do get cut in the next administration kind of thing, then at least you've got some resume builders to get your next job, that sort of stuff. But go ahead. No, it gets, I don't know. It gets frustrating. I kind of look at that and I get tired of the low hanging.
I told my son, take advantage of it. I was like, there's a vacuum in the lawn care space. You're 13 now.
Yeah.
I'm looking, I can see down our road. I'm like, there's tons of lawn. But I'm making a joke, but it's a serious problem. Lawn care now, they're behind because all of their workers are illegals. We all know that.
Yeah.
And now they can't, nobody wants to cut the lawn in Florida in 100-degree heat. Yeah. Those guys cut it fully dressed, no sweat. I go out there in a fucking tank top. I look like I was in a pool.
And when I was growing up as a kid, I mean, like in the church that I was in, I mean, we were, the teenagers, the youth group, we were cutting lawns for we didn't even get paid. We went out there because that was what God, Jesus wanted us to do it.
Jesus,
start with the church. Start with the church.
So hey, those of you in the church, that might be a good idea. But look, even Jesus didn't work for free. So,
I mean, my best friend Joe owns a lawn care company, but he actually employs guys off of Craigslist. But
that's still a thing.
It might actually not be a bad idea to go, hey, are you a 16-year-old able-bodied boy? Get your butt off the video games and come out and cut some lawns.
I would rephrase the first part of that, but I get.
You maybe put that to the back end of the sentence.
Are you a 16-year-old able-bodied boy? I don't know. Just,
come on,
down the tongue a little.
Come on, down. Anti-hero broadcast.
I mean, it's like, hey, hello. All right. I mean, I wasn't going into the child molester round, but all right.
My mind wasn't there.
Hopefully the audio is going potato on this one.
But I mean, like, look, dude, like, hey, instead of hiring a bunch of people that might have a questionable status,
prepubescent boys.
See again
the wordage. It's the word.
That's not what I said. That's what he said. But I mean, like, dude, have a fucking summer job, dude.
I told my son, I was like, this is the easiest industry to get into because you can do it at 13, and by the time you're 40, you can have $1 million business that you own. It's lawn care. It's not going anywhere. It's never going anywhere.
The grass is always going to grow here in Florida.
And so I'm like, man, I was like, he's like, can I use your lawnmower? I was like, no. I was like, I'll loan you. I'm the bank. I'll loan you some money to get it, but the first 10 lawns you cut, you're not going to get any profit. You'll get a little. I'll take probably 70-80% of your profit to pay the loan. And I was like, you don't even know about interest. I was like, unless you know maybe we can work on.
And by the way, if you start making enough money, you're gonna have to tell Uncle Sam.
Yeah, because he's sitting there like wanting to make money and wanting to do all this. He's not old enough to work, so I'm like, man, go cut fucking lawns. I was like, dude, that person, our next door house is being sold, so it's in the process. Like, there's nobody living there, and they're having to pay crews to come in and cut it. And I'm like, bro, you find the owner of that house, the bank, whoever it is, or the owner, and be like, I'll cut this for half what they charge you.
Totally.
Me and my buddies will cut it. They'll be like, okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. And the problem is like I had a coworker. He had a little lawn care service that he opened, and his problem is finding good help.
Yeah.
So you find good help. I said my best friend owns a company, and when one of our guys was having IA trouble, issues with the department, and so he was on suspended unpaid leave, I'm like, yo, go over, hit up my boy. You're an able-bodied dude that's an intelligent guy. And my buddy and Joe's like, bro, he's been the best fucking employee I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sure, because he works 100,000 a year job.
Guys love mindless, numbing
Yeah.
work. I love mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
In fact, it's funny. My son had the idea with Lewis's little brothers.
Yeah.
Because we're all neighbors, and they wanted to sell empanadas at the park. I was like, meat not coming from a viable. I was like, no one's gonna buy meat, guys. Like, I'm just not gonna.
I mean, unless you look the part. But then you're going to get bothered by ice all day.
Yeah.
They're going to.
Well, they're 13-year-old. I mean, but if you look the part and you have the little truck behind you, you're probably selling some of the best tacos ever.
But if you're just sitting there with a Warmington,
with a Warmington, and you're all 13 years old, like, nah, I'll donate some money, but I'm not going to eat an empanada. I don't know.
The empanadas are sweating.
Yeah. But lawn care, let's face it, Lewis and his family looks the part.
Oh, Jesus.
Lewis is actually smarter than everybody.
I know. But if we're going off appearances, it's like, oh wait, these Hispanic dudes want to cut my lawn? Absolutely. It's like having the Vietnamese ladies at the nail salon.
Yeah.
Well, Lewis can work the algorithm on where
he's over there with the spreadsheets.
Lewis comes from an IT family, actually.
Does he really?
Yeah. It's IT. Is that what you call it?
Yes.
One couldn't tell, but
affirmative.
Yes. The guys watching the stream are kind of like, I don't know what IT brand he's working with.
That's true. This isn't Lewis's fault, but we'll wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. There will be no broadcast on Thursday, as that is Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
that's Christmas Eve. We're not. However, there could be a remote broadcast. Christmas with the boys. It'll at least be me. I just don't know if it's gonna be Christmas.
No,
Eve
it's
or
Christmas. It's Christmas.
Christmas. You want to do on Christmas Day?
No. I'm saying like the 25th is
Friday.
Yeah, and
it's Thursday.
Yeah, the 25th is Thursday.
Yeah, and that's why we're not doing it on Wednesday, because that's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, we all want to be with our families, but we will be doing a live broadcast. I will be doing a live. Nobody spends the holidays alone. Christmas for the boys.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll be in there.
I can't believe this has been 2 hours already. I'm looking down. I'm like, 1:16. We've only done an hour and 16 minutes, as if my phone is on the time.
No, this is a good time, man. I love the show. I love doing this.
Thing blew by, man.
So,
it always does.
Tell me how I did, everybody. Tell me how I did.
Put it in the chat.
Go follow Justin on Donut Shop. Probably
there's my flag. If you can see it, it's not.
Go
you can
look,
see it.
Go look for the original Tyler Antihero episode he did. Man,
find it with us in a hotel room together. Oh.
I was an able-bodied boy. That's how I put the ad out.
Looking for an able-bodied boy to come on my podcast. But yeah, so you guys, go over to Donut Shop Podcast on YouTube. Give it a sub.
When do you drop episodes?
Usually on Tuesdays.
Okay, usually on Tuesdays, and then you go live Sunday mornings.
Live Sunday mornings. I do a coffee and donuts at 8:30 Eastern. Just kind of me talking about my week. It's a little diary. It's a way to kind of juice the algorithm. I'm kind of getting used to the whole live stream thing. I'm trying to work on that. So it's Sunday mornings. Doing that, and then once in a while I come over here.
Yeah, Dustin brings a lot of positivity and good vibes to our cynical fucking natured show. So
I can't let you guys eat at my heart too long, And I come here for free gear. I found stuff. Tyler usually throws things at me and says, here, take this, take this, enjoy.
Well, yeah, one of our future sponsors, Goon Tape.
So I'm gonna put some on my gun.
Yeah, I got a gun that I can put it on too.
Yeah, about 8 rolls of Goon Tape.
A gun.
I got Goon Tape. Well, they'll be in January. But all right, guys. We will see you next week on Monday. But if you want to join us, don't get in trouble with the life. Spend the holidays with your family. Don't come on our fucking show unless you're alone or you're willing to get yelled at by your wife, because I'm going to get yelled at by mine, but she understands. She's actually super supportive, even though I'm doing a broadcast in the middle of the holiday.
Thank you, Heather.
All right, we'll see you guys Monday or the holiday broadcast. Later.
Later.
JV team for life.